What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, fight fans? It is the homie, Mainman in the building. Hey man, y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing. Salute to the fam. Salute to everyone that catches this live. Major salute to everyone that catches this on the playback. Thumbs up as you pull up. You already know what's up, everybody. Man, coming on through live in full effect. I want to say salute to everyone that catches this live. Salute to everyone that catches this on the playback, man. But yeah, coming through y'all live in full effect, man. Just want to come on through and talk some boxing, man. Got on here a little later tonight than I expected to get on, man. But it was a big night out here, fight fans, for actually football too. For my football fans, y'all know what it is, man. Hey, Slim, when it come down to these Redskins and Cowboys, hey, it's a holiday out here, fight fans. If y'all want to get up on y'all DMV etiquette, y'all want to get hip, it's a holiday out here, man. Hold on for 1 second, fight fans. Stand by. Stand by. All right, back at it, back at it. Sorry about that, man. For those who catch this on the playback, and I'll probably edit that part out. But yeah, man, I had to restart the stream real quick. I didn't realize some settings I had to change in the background. But I'm gonna go ahead and start it all over. I'm gonna say what's up to the fam once again, man. It's back at it again, man. Y'all know how I get down. It is the homie, main man, made man in the building. Man, y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing, man. Salute to the fam. Salute to everyone in Mainman, Made Man's boxing form, man. Hit that thumbs up as you pull up. Y'all already know. Salute to everyone that catches this live. Salute to everyone that catches this on the playback. Thumbs up as you pull up. You already know, man. Yeah, man. I getting on this joint tonight, man. I had to chop it up while some boxing tonight. I've been feigning to really get on, getting on kind of later than I had hoped to get on tonight, fight fans, but it's all love. But I don't know if y'all know, man, if a lot of y'all ain't up on y'all DMV etiquette out this jump, if a lot of y'all ain't hip to how we get down out here in the DMV, a special holiday that we consider a holiday is a football holiday. And that is none other than when them Dallas Cowboys play the Washington Commanders. I'm still trying to work that out, fight fans. Y'all got to forgive me, but the Washington Commanders. The Washington Commanders. But anyway, man, yeah, so it was like a holiday out here, man. And big game today, man. Them skin damn, I'm about to see. Look, I'm about to say their old name already. Look at that. But them Commanders messed around and beat my Cowboys, man. Hurt us for real, man. Actually, we got punished. Got punished, man. Lost to a bunch of backups and all of that stuff, bro. So we got punished pretty good, fight fans. And I had to sit back and watch that, but however, we still going to the playoffs, so I ain't even tripping like that. We at first, if we would have won today, and by Philly, winning or whatever, man, if we would have won and they would have lost, we could have probably we would have had that first week bye, man. Now we got to mess around, go on into a wild card. So we got to keep on striving. We got to keep on playing. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. The road gets a little tough, but as long as we get in, that's the only thing I can ask for, man. That's all I've ever asked for with my Cowboys. Just let us get within. Just let us get in the ship, in the club. You let us in the club. We try and cause some damage once we get up in there. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying, fight fans. So that's why I'm on here a little later on, because I had to watch my Cowboys, man, to see if we could have pulled that game out, man. Hurt me to my heart, man, to lose to them peoples. I'm getting calls from folks. They ragging on me. Y'all don't know what it's like. Y'all don't know what that life like out here in the DMV to be a Dallas Cowboys fan out here in the DMV, especially when like all of your homies, all of your family, all of your friends or whatever, man, they all commander commander fans. You know what I'm saying? The Commanders. Man, that is the ugliest football team name in the history of football team name, the Commanders. They could have came up with something better than that, man. The Washington Commanders, fight fan. For real, would you even name your high school football team the Commanders? That shit ugly, man. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, they beat us today, so maybe I'm a little salty towards the Commanders. But y'all gotta forgive me. You know what I mean? Hit that thumbs up as you pull up, man. We're gonna talk some good boxing, man. Look, I'm still riding a lot of adrenaline running through my veins from yesterday, fight fans, man. It was a great event yesterday out here in DC, man. I gotta tell y'all, man, it was beautiful. It was gorgeous. It was everything you could think it would be, man. Gervonta Tank Davis did the damn thing. Premier Boxing Champions did the damn thing, man, sending the crowd into craziness when he came out with my man Shy Glizzy, man. Salute to Shy Glizzy. It was good to see Gervonta Davis choosing, DC rapper. You know what I mean? It's somebody that everybody's familiar with. Walking them out to the ring, man. That sent the crowd good. That was good for the culture. Just seeing a whole bunch of DC culture, a bunch of Baltimore culture, a bunch of Philly culture in there. You know what I'm saying? It was just good. You know, just seeing all that culture mesh up and just having a good time. Everybody turned up, adrenaline rushing, everybody looking good. It was beautiful, fight fans. It was beautiful. You know what I'm saying? I just was just caught up in the moment, just caught up in all of the trash talk, all of the loudness, just everybody loud, everybody drunk. Hey, people gotta understand, fight fans. This ain't no award show, man. This ain't the damn Grammys and shit. You know what I mean? Everybody want to come and be on their best behavior. Look, long as it's nothing getting a little getting a little riled up. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Long as you being safe and ain't going crossing no lines. But little trash talk, little yelling, ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? That's what boxing matches is for, man. But all in all, it was a good time, man. But it was an interesting card, man. A lot of ins and outs from the card, man. It's just, bro. First off, man, let me just say, man, get this one off my chest early on, man, and that is the video that I had did earlier about them Petersons, bro. Sheesh. First off, man, Lamont Peterson, man, taking a brutal loss on the untelevised cards, man, and that thing hurt me to my heart to see right there, fight fans. Lamont Peterson losing the way he lost, and thank goodness it wasn't televised. He was only in the 6 round fight against a dude no one never even heard of. The cat was 16 and 16, dog. 16 and 16. And Lamont, the corner had to stop it, man. He didn't look good. You could tell he ain't trained. No one know who this dude was. I mean, if I would have, I mean, hell, even exhibitions do longer than 6 round fights, don't they, fight fans? But man, my man Lamont he just didn't look like he belonged in that ring, and that one hurt to see, man. And unfortunately, we know that Anthony Peterson, man, he ain't even make the event at all. His fight got canceled. You know, no reporting on it right now as to the reason why. But there's a lot of whispers and people saying that a lot of things he had to say or whatever. And this is not the first rodeo for Anthony Peterson going through something like this with PBC, man. It's real messed up, fight fans. It's real messed up, man. What's up, Jaguar Pauls? Good evening. He says, good afternoon or evening, fam. Good evening over here. It's good evening to you, man. It's 9 o'clock at night. Thank you for coming on through, Jaguar Pauls. Salute to you, man. I hope you enjoyed the fight card over the weekend, the pay-per-view, the Tank Davis, all of the upsets of Speedy Rashidi, Demetrius Andre. Did he make the statement? Did he not make the statement? Boots Ennis. Did he make the statement? Did he not make the statement? Is he ready for the next level? We're gonna ask those questions, man. We're gonna ask those questions, man. In my humble opinion, Boots is ready for Virgil Ortiz. But if I was his promoter, I wouldn't risk it yet with Crawford or Spence. I mean, I thought Boots, yeah, he's still kind of learning. You can still see some learning curve there. Is he ready for Crawford and Spence? Look, I gotta say he is ready. I know a lot of people saying, look, he's still got some things that look, everything ain't gonna be 100% polished, in my opinion. Like it's not, you don't wait for the moment where just like, look, he is the best in doing this. Look, the fact of the matter is Boots is wiping out the mid-tier, man. He's wiping out the B pluses. He's wiping out the B minuses. He's even with this dude Karen. Yeah, he lost to Karen, but I mean not lost. I mean, yeah, he's getting criticized for Karen, but he dominated Karen. He literally dominated it, and that's the underlying story of it. So it's hard for me to say he's not ready for Crawford and Spence. I mean, or he shouldn't be in those fights with Crawford and Spence when he's wiping out such the B level. You feel me? Now, if you want to say it's his skill, do you think you see things that maybe Crawford and Spence can take advantage of or exploit at the young to the career right now of Boots Ennis. I see where you coming from, Jaguar. I really see where you coming from. All fight card, including coming up star Brandon Lee, was amazing. Yeah, Brandon Lee was amazing. Brandon Lee did his thing also. Salute to Brandon Lee. Brandon Lee been always doing his thing, but you can clearly see that the word that was going around with this card, in my opinion, was inactivity. A lot of these cats you could see was inactive. They was knocking some rust off. You can see it in Andre. You can see it even with Rashidi, what happened in the Rashidi situation. Um, Boots Ennis, he wanted to get some rust off. It was all about getting rust off with a lot of these dudes. So we didn't see the best, I guess, matchups, and unless you're talking that Rashidi and Vila fight, which was the big upset of the night, man. Whoever bet it, whoever made that money, salute to y'all, champ. Salute to y'all, man. Them odds was looking real good if y'all bet with Vila. I tell you that much, man. I tell you that much. But it was messed up to see them Petersons, man, not make it to the event. I mean, having such a bad night last night, man. That was probably the worst part of the whole thing, man. But the whole, like I said, the whole culture was in there, bro. It was good to see the Russells up in that thing. It was good to see the Russells make it up in there. That was one of the things that I was checking for. So I'm glad that the Russells walked up in there, and I'm glad they kicked up the dust that they did, man. That's how the Russells moved, dog. That's who they are. Y'all got to stop trying to ask these fighters not to be fighters. Oh, Gary went to a Tank's event to hate on Tank, or he's in interviews hating on Tank. Man, that's who Gary. Oh, y'all want Gary to just do an about face and change who he is all of a sudden? He's been doing this for years. He's been saying these things for years, fight fans. Every time he's been to it, this ain't the first time he's been to a Tank fight and talk trash about Tank. That's what Gary do. That's what Gary has been doing. That's why Gary been wanting this fight. So y'all can't say, well, Gary doing something out the ordinary. It ain't hate. It's him being on Tank's on his line. It's him every time Tank fight. He want him to know I'm right here, champ. That's why Tank said in the interview, man, they always starting shit. Cause he know them Russells are always on my ass. That's what he trying. That's what I heard in the nutshell. That was code for that was the Russells is always on my ass. You know what I'm saying? Real spill. Salute to D-Lo 44 Boxing. D-Lo, champ, what's up with you, bro? If you want to come on through and chop it up with me shortly, D-Lo, let me know, man. Definitely would drop a link, man. Any of the fam want to chop it up tonight, I'm down to drop links. You feel me? Salute to the homie D-Lo 44 Boxing, man. We definitely got to chop it up about your man, Andre, D-Lo. We definitely got to chop it up about your man, Andre. Let me just kind of put this banner up on the screen. Let's talk about Andre real quick, because I haven't got a chance to even release my video on the jump yet. So let's talk a little bit about Andre and Damon Nicholson, man. First off, man, my thoughts on this fight. First off, Andre, like I said, inactivity, man. Knocking off Russ seemed like the case here, man. And it seemed like the case with Demetrius Andre to a certain degree. But my theories on Andre is down to physical with him. I'm not questioning his skills. I don't question the fact that Demetrius Andrade is a skillful fighter, which we clearly know. He hit you. Look what he did to Damon. He hit him with combination punching. He knew when to move. He knew when to groove. But the thing is the fact that physically, I seen him with that knee brace on. I know y'all peeped that knee brace, but that knee brace had me going like, okay, I know he ain't gonna be moving as much as he used to, but he ain't had no real pressure on him last night. But I noticed that knee brace, and it's just like him, even with the stamina, seemed like it slowed down a little bit. Took his foot off the gas a lot in that fight. Didn't show that killer instinct of wanting to go after Damon. And I ain't saying it doesn't exist, but I do wonder, because I've been wondering this for a couple fights. Like, does he have it in him, or is he just cool with just cruising in gear 1 and gear 2? You know what I mean? And look, if it's winning them fights, it's winning them fights. Maybe the man don't want to take no wear and tear at this point in his career. Granted, it ain't make no statement though. It ain't make no statement, fight fans. And if it was statement that Demetrius Andrade was looking to make, and you would think he would want to, because he's on a fight by fight basis with PBC, and he's just coming over there to Showtime, so you would think he want to kind of hit with a splash. You feel me? I didn't feel that. I mean, you can even tell in his post-fight interview, like, you didn't hear the crowd riled up. You didn't hear the crowd like all into it. It wasn't that, man. It wasn't no statement that was made. It was monotone. It was lukewarm. And lukewarm ain't no statement. You can't make a statement being Luke. You can't be Luke and make a statement. It's just as simple as that. And then It's like the interview was Luke. There was no hunger, and where was the Charlo thing? Where was the beat your chest? Like this is what Demetrius Andrade is known for. You know what I mean? Going after guys, crashing their parties and all that stuff. Like that didn't exist. It just was monitored. It was, I don't know what that was. And like I said, it wasn't a statement. Yeah, he beat Damon. Yeah, he beat Damon. But anyone else, you put Charlo in there with Damon, Damon wouldn't have made it. Damon wouldn't have made it. You know what I'm saying? And let me just say on Damon's end, man, and salute to Damon Nicholson and his whole camp. But I gotta say, a bit disappointed. You know what I'm saying? A very bit disappointed in the performance. Very flat. Very just. I didn't understand it. I mean, everyone was trying to wake him up. You know what I mean? He had Coach Calvin Ford, Tank's coach, in his corner. He had his coach trying to wake him up. He had Calvin Ford trying to wake him up. Everybody trying to wake him up, wake him up, wake him up, and they couldn't wake him up. You know what I'm saying? And the high guard standing right there in front of Demetrius Andrade, while just Demetrius Andrade did anything he wanted. Didn't understand that. I know he was looking for the one shot, maybe the big shot. But even the way he was executing, man, it was just like, what are you doing, Joe? The taunting, the all of that stuff was just corny. You know what I mean? Like I was just like, bro, you're not doing anything in this fight. You can't taunt no one when you're not doing anything. And I just didn't understand. Now I will give him the credit for this though. That 5th round knockdown was a legitimate knockdown. They should have credited Damon Nicholson with that 5th round knockdown. He knocked down Demetrius Andrade, fam. He knocked down Demetrius Andrade. I got 2 Will Slim PJ on deck. What's up, champ? Hope all is well, man. Hope all is well. He says another great show, fam. Thank you, man. Thank you. Much love to you, champ. Much love, man. Jaguar Paul says Demetrius did not seem too confident challenging the Charlo brothers, but that's just saying that a few seconds before that statement he gave, because I watched the whole interview and fights. Yeah, man. I didn't feel no one felt the growl. No one felt no roar from Demetrius Andrade. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, if anyone else was in there with Damon, the way Damon fought, man, they would have went in there and made that certified statement. If that was David Benavidez, come on, bro. Damon wouldn't have made it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just calling it what it was. Damon wouldn't have made it. And even Andrade's knockdowns, because he had 2 knockdowns during the fight, but them Jones was like, they were weak. You know, they wasn't. And I had to say that the knockdown has to be everything, because it don't, fight fans, on the knockout. But in this case, where you got to make a statement, where you just come into a new outfit, where you got other fights that you're trying to get, and you're trying to get on the radar of these dudes, you got to make that, you do got to kind of make that growl. You do got to kind of make that roar. You know what I'm saying? And he just didn't do it. It's not to say that the stoppage, I guess, is required, but yeah, to a certain degree, in this case, it is. Against Damon, it is. Against Damon Nicholson, it is. Now, if he was in there, he in there with David Benavidez, no, of course not. But I mean, with Damon Nicholson, bro, and everyone knew that Damon was levels below Demetrius Andrade in skill. If Damon was going to have any chance of winning this fight, it was going to be based on heart. And it was going to be based on him trying to push himself harder than he ever pushed himself, and pushed himself to the limit, making the fight a bit dirty, making it grungy. But even in the final rounds, bro, like these boys smiling at each other and shit, man. And I'm just sitting there like, what is this going on here, bro? Like, I don't know. 1 minute you in the buildup of this, you was real pissed off and real, they overlooking me. Then by the final bell, you smiling and hugging on Demetrius. I'm like, man, I don't understand this shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I told folks, even going into this fight, like, you can be remembered for your effort, man. You ain't got to be remembered for even winning the fight. Just say you go in there and give an effort, dog. Like, the effort, it can sustain you to the next fight. Like, people will want to still see you fight. But that effort, bro, people ain't gonna be checking, man. It's just not gonna be happening, fight fans. Just not gonna be happening. Tyrese, what's up, champ? He says Jaron Ennis couldn't track down Karen. Those Ukrainian dance lessons are invaluable. Man, my man had on some straight up super dance shoes, man. Was he here for a track meet, or was he here for boxing? You know what I'm saying? Was he there for a track meet, or was he there for boxing? Because damn, Slim, if he gave Jaron Ennis a straight cardio lesson. but you got to figure it out. Look here, Philly. Let me just say this, man, to all of the Boots fans. And we'll come back to Jaron Ennis, to Demetrius Andrade and Nicholson in a second. We're gonna just kind of be talking about everything all over the place tonight, fight fans. But let me just say to the Ennis fans, look here, man. That's another thing. The word statement. Was the statement felt from Jaron Boots Ennis? Just like I say with Demetrius Andrade. Hey, you won every round. Nobody's gonna question that. Karen, Chuck John came in there to run. Chuck John didn't come in there to fight. Chuck John did some good upper body movement. He showed the feet of a panther. He showed the feet of a cougar, fight fans. Chuck John has, like, he's twinkle toes to the 20th power. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful feet work, the feet of Sammy Davis. You know what I mean? He just moves and moves and moves and moves and moves. And, Jaron Ennis did what he could. I mean, look, he got his shots in, the shots that he can get in. But the problem was, fight fans, and us that are evaluating Jaron Ennis, the problem is you supposed to got rid of this guy, bro. Well, man, he didn't come to fight. He came to survive. Everyone knows that. Everyone sees that. And my thing is this. Look, of course, just like I'm saying with Andre, it's not required. Of course not. If you want to be monotone, it ain't required. But if you want to be statement making, to the certain degree, it is required. With this dude, you did a good job of blunting this off. He had no offense whatsoever. I look at the punch stats. The man ain't land nothing, fight fans. Like, the man, the punch stats are terrible towards Karen. Like, no question about it. But the thing is, we wanted to see you break this guy down, figure out how to cut that ring off, break this guy down, and get him out of there. The same way we sat there and watched Gary Antoine Russell. The same way that we sat there and watched Gary Antoine Russell. And yes, if you want to say Mainman, didn't Gary Antoine Russell beat Jaron Boots Ennis? The answer is yes. But the same way that we saw Gary Antoine Russell break down Victor Postal, a dude who was tough and tricky and long and rangy and doing all of this tricky shit, only to be broken down and then stopped. Broken down and then stopped. Same thing with Rancis Bartholomew. And keep in mind, fight fans, these are fighters that has never been stopped. Is that a statement or is that a freaking statement? Tell me I'm lying. Man, you got no proof. Man, what are you talking about? That didn't happen. Please, somebody tell me that. I think that happened, fight fans. That's called a statement right there. That's called Gary Antoine Russell has arrived. That's why he was walking around that bad boy like a straight up velociraptor last night. Because he wanted the world to know, Slim, I beat this man. Let's not forget that. On top of that, I'm making statements. Where the statements? They were statementless up in there last night, while Gary Antoine Russell, who was sitting up in there, had all of the statements in the world. Man, you got no proof. Tell me, somebody, please. I just want to see that. Somebody, please tell me that. I don't think no one can say that to me. I don't think you would. I don't think you would, fight fans. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's like, it's one of them things where Jaron Ennis, he did what he did. He did what he was supposed to do. And he went in there and he fought a cool ass fight fans. Don't misunderstand me, man. But if I had to have any criticism, I'm gonna say this. In the ring, if we want to say, man, we're learning about Ennis, what did you see that you think that he should work on to make him better for the other fighters? Let's stop all of the crap talk for a second. Let's just whittle it down to this. What is it that you see, man, that makes you go, well, yeah, bro, he should work on this or he should work on that? What is it exactly do you see? Well, the short shots. I think that Jaron Boots Ennis, I almost wonder if he had a Sean Porter-esque style fighter in front of him, I think he would struggle against that kind of fight. And this could be honestly the reason why he did lose to Gary Antoine Russell. And this is not being funny. You think about Gary Antoine Russell's style, size, and stature. Short, stocky kind of guy who likes to bring a lot of aggression and a lot of momentum. And the thing is, to fight those kind of fighters and to beat those kind of fighters, you got to be good at throwing those short, fast shots on the inside. You know what I mean? And if I see Jaron Ennis, it's not saying that he can't do it. He don't prefer to fight that way. He always prefer to do everything with range and distance against everybody. You know what I'm saying? From what I see, for the most part. And you can say, well, main man, well, maybe he just want to keep it, stay away from these guys because a lot of guys got shorter reaches than he fighting. He popping these dudes from the outside with speed and power and accuracy, might I add. Speed, power, and accuracy. And he popping them from a safe distance. Granted. But when you may got to go after a fighter, or maybe you get in there with a better pressure fighter that may go after you, you're going to have to work those short, fast shots. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to work those short, fast shots a little better. And even when I'm looking at this cat stalking, I'm like, everything he's throwing, even while stalking. And you can say, well, man, Kern was moving. So he had to keep ranging and he had to be extended. Nah, man, his best round of the fight fans, his best round of the fight was like round 9, I want to say. Round 9. Let me pull up the punch stats real quick. It's like round 9. And in that round, Jaron Ennis kind of changed up a little bit. I think Bozy kind of got in his ass a little bit in the corner. And Bozy was telling him, pick it up a little bit. And he came on, I think, in like round 9, and he fought a little different. And what he was doing was he was using his length from the outside like he normally do and walking them down, popping with the jab, but he was using the jab to ride inside. And when he was riding inside and staying there, he was destroying Curran with hooks. I mean, just punishing him on the end. I was like, nah, Curran can't. He's too strong for him. Curran can't take his power on the inside. Curran is not going to fight that fight. And if you corner Curran and take him there and keep him there, he's not going to want that fight. He's going to be too busy trying to get the hell away and taking hard shots. And that was the way that Ennis could have got rid of that cat, I believe. Easy work. But instead, he was opting for pow, pop, pop from the outside, pow, pop from the outside, pow, pop from the outside, even with the left hand, pow, popping from the outside with the left, pow, popping from the outside. It's just that's what he prefers. And once again, maybe that's the comfort zone for him. You know what I'm saying? But every time it ain't going to be a comfort zone. And when that comfort zone doesn't exist against a more elite fighter, like I say if it was a Gary Antoine there, you're going to have to work your shots on them back foot, especially. Them short, quick shots going to have to be there. You know what I'm saying? Them check shots, all of that. Like, it's going to have to be there. And you're going to have to be willing to fight that fight. Look at Jaron Ennis when he fights, fight fans, and think I'm tripping. You know what I'm saying? That's the way he prefers to fight. Rangy, extended, even while being aggressive. Cool. Like I said, Terence Crawford had that issue. Terence Crawford had that. If you look at throughout his career, because he got, just like Jaron Ennis, they both have long reaches. So that's something it just may come along later on during his tutelage or later on and during his growth or whatever. But that's just the one thing that I see that just need to tighten up or be willing to do that more. Because you could have literally got this cat, this Chuck Jean cat. You could have got Chuck Jean and had ass up out of there if you would have just gotten to the inside, kept him there, and stayed there. You ain't had to keep exerting your energy, just chasing this guy all around. Nah, you were way stronger than that. That dude had no pop whatsoever. And he ain't really want no smoke. What's up, cuzzo? What's going on with you, man? Fam, bam. Get at me, champ. Just keep getting at me, man. Much love to you, cuz. I hope all is well, man. Happy New Year's, man. Happy New Year's. You said that you was there? Get the fuck. That's why, man. I seen you was hitting me up, bro. I couldn't even see the phone ringing, man. I ain't hear the phone ringing, see nothing, man. I was there and I was in it, and it was terrible Ennis, man. You say it was Ennis ain't make no statement, bro. So you know exactly how what the feeling was in there, man. Damn, I ain't hear my phone ringing or nothing, man. Damn, Joe, that's crazy, dog. I would have been the man came across you, man. Damn, champ. But Ennis ain't make no statement, bro. He ain't make no statement, man. You right about that, cuz. And like I said, and to me, that was been the way to make the statement. That would have just been the way to make the statement. My thing is, though, like I said, I'm not gonna say he not ready for Crawford and Spence because when you can't just run in place. You can't just run in place. You can't just say, "Hey, I'm beating up on everyone else except Crawford and Spence, but I'm not ready for them all because there's a couple steps in my game that I ain't quite got." Nah, it don't work that way. It don't work that way. Fight fans. Now, what I am going to say, I hope that he decides not to take that IBF interim title because I think that would be a move that closes doors on his career. You know what I'm saying? Whatever happens between Crawford, Spence, Thurman, and we're gonna talk about that for a second too. That's what I want to talk about right there. But Crawford, Spence, and Thurman, whatever happened with them, dog, like he shouldn't slam no doors. Y'all might say, well, that's the way he gonna get Earl. Look, it ain't no guaranteed way he gonna get Earl, dog. It's all of the wishes of the suits. It's all about the way they want to march him. They can easily pivot him towards the winner now that Speedy Rashidi then got his ass whooped. They can turn around and say, well, nah, we're gonna put him in there with what was the dude? Vila. You know what I'm saying? They can may turn around and try that. PBC may do that. You just never don't chase it. Don't close no doors either. Taking the IBF interim belt takes you out of the other sanctioning bodies. You can't be Terence Crawford mandatory. You can't do nothing in the WBA. We talking about now what happened with Virgil Ortiz. So Eamantis Stanionis is now hurt, right? One of the weird injuries of the PBC fighters. This shit weird. We talk about this every week, fight fans. Every week. This is weird. Another weird injury in PBC. Eamantis Stanionis now is what hurt, right? So he can't make the fight. So, but Jaron Ennis, if he takes the IBF title, he can't go after Virgil. That's the point I'm trying to prove. I tell y'all, fight fans, it doesn't make any sense to close doors. So, I mean, look, if they're gonna make you the Mando in the IBF, they're gonna make you the Mando, dog. I don't think you need that damn belt for them to. You already in the number one spot, man. Like, how they gonna get rid of you? You know what I mean? You just beat up on their unknown Karen cat. You know what I'm saying? So how they gonna get rid of him? If I were him, I'd be like, man, y'all can have the belt, bro. I can keep this shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Cuzzo, man, much love, Cuzzo, man. Miss you much, man. I'm fucked up. We missed each other, man. We right up under the same damn roof, man. And I seen you hitting me up, bro. I just, like I said, I caught them calls late, man. Damn. Salute to you, dog. Salute Square Business. What's up with you, champ? Hope all is well, man. DGO, what's up? Hope all is well, DGO. Much love. Hope you enjoyed them fights, fam. Hope you enjoyed those fights, man. His Grace, what's up, champion? Hope all is well, champ. Hope you enjoyed the whole fights, man. All the events and everything like that, man. Salute and blessings, says His Grace. Salute and blessings to you, man. DGO says, how do we expect a fighter to make a statement, look dominant, when he has been inactive a whole year? That's what I said, DGO. Inactivity, it was the word that was just buzzing through this whole card with a lot of the fighters. With Lamont, with Ennis, with Rashidi, probably, you know what I mean? He ain't been as active as he want to be. But Rashidi, I mean, all of them, you know what I mean? Activity definitely played a part, with the exception of maybe like Brandon and Jaleel Hackett, with the exception of a few. Tank looked good, and we're gonna get to the Tank talk real soon, fight fans. As far as in the ring, some more, we're gonna talk about that. But Tank looked good. Tank looked solid, but for the most part, inactivity ranged with a lot of these fights last night, champ. Oh, Cuzzo, stop playing, man. I already had one though. Cuzzo. Damn, we could have made. Damn. Oh, the commentator said that it was Meek Mill and his crew rapper, but what was all of that distraction that the back of the crowds? Yeah, that was between the Russells and Meek Mills and his crew, right? I don't know, man. Some words say it was about the seat. Some words say Meek Mills on his Twitter talking about they was arguing about the fight. Man, come on, man. You know it was a little more than that, man. You know what I'm saying? But hey, at the end of the day, look, that's just the feel of the atmosphere, man. These cats from Philly, you know what I'm saying? Gary, that's Gary City, bro. Whatever happened, he feeling some kind of way. Don't come around him, testing him in that kind of mode in this city. It's just that's the way it go, fight fans. Look, that's why I say, man, when you throw fights out here in DC, man, look, that's what make the atmosphere so exciting, because it's so much in the air, so much adrenaline, it's danger in the air, it's bad chicks all around, it's all kinds of shit going on, there's people yelling at each other, people about to fight, but then there's a good ass fight going on in the ring. It's like, it's exciting. That's the way it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? You see all of the stars all up in this joint, all of the rappers, all of the athletes everywhere, wall to wall in this motherfucker. Everybody just chilling. Everybody geared up, gassed up, all that. You know what I'm saying? That's the way it's going to be. And Gary wasn't no different. Gary wasn't no different. Antoine wasn't no different. I told you they was stomping through there like some little velociraptors, bro. They wanted everybody to know they was in it. That's the way it is, man. That's just the way it is. And it ain't no hard feelings, but hey, if it was about a seat, you see Meek and then walked up out of there fast. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I'm saying? You only gonna test the right ones, but so much, I guess, right? Hey, Boots needs to work with his timing, footwork, and range before he steps in the ring with an elite fighter. Um, yeah, I think his footwork, as far as just cutting off the ring, he getting a lot of flack about that. I see. I mean, I thought he did decent. As he kind of got a little tired, it kind of got a little worse as the fight progressed on. But I mean, he could have. This dude was literally running, bro. There was times where he was damn near jogging. You know what I'm saying? This dude just did not want to engage. But you're right, and I mean, and I got to give Boost credit though for not getting frustrated and not getting out of character. But I will say he got touched up. He did get touched up as much as I can recall anybody ever touching him. The little that Chuck John did, that's the most I can say I've seen Boost Ennis touched up in a long time. Chuck John ain't had no pop once again, and he was doing a lot of counter punching, trying to set traps, engaging when he felt as though he wanted to engage. You know what I mean? But he touched Boots a few good times when Boots stamina wears down a bit, and this is Boots' first time going 12 rounds, fight fans. This is Boots' first time going 12 rounds. I mean, when Boots' stamina wear down a little bit, his defense took a dip. I mean, and maybe like I said, he felt this dude ain't had no power. He was putting himself in harm's way, constantly walking the guy down or whatever. And you going to run into some shots like that. But he got touched up by this dude a couple times, man. And I kept saying to myself, the one fighter that kept running through my head for Jaron Ennis. I know everybody talking about Errol Spence, but I'm gonna tell you something. Now, this is what I did see, fight fans. I'm gonna say this, man. I think Jaron Ennis might, I ain't gonna say might, no, Jaron Ennis is gonna have some issues if he get in the ring with Keith Thurman. Tell me I'm lying, fight fans. Please tell me I'm lying. Jaron Ennis is going to have some issues against Keith. Mainman, what are you talking about? Allow me to give my reasons for such. Mainman, you know Keith Thurman is weak to the body. Jaron Ennis can hit the body, and he hits the body very, very well. Keith is weak to the body. I'm not going to argue with nobody that says that. But Keith also got a lot of other things that I seen last night. That if Ennis is gone gone into these deep waters, I'm talking 6 and beyond, 7 and beyond, because he got touched up more 6 and beyond than I think I've seen throughout that whole fight. But 6 and beyond, when he started to wear down, he was getting touched with counter shots. Keith is a mover and a counter shot thrower. The difference is Keith don't throw with just like on some pity pat shit. Keith throws with bad intentions from the outside. You look at Keith's fight fans. How many times have we seen Keith moving around, scooting around on the outside, only to load up on a shot, only to come back and load up on another shot? That's what Keith do. If Ennis is in round 8 and Keith is doing that, what kind of fight are we looking at? And we know Keith can punch. At least we've always known Keith that has some good pop, some decent pop. If Ennis is getting counted the way he was doing from Chuck John down the stretch of that fight, and like I said, maybe so Ennis just threw a little bit of caution out the window. That could have been it. For the folks that say, hey, man, come on, bro. He was in there with a guy he trying to walk down, so he threw himself into harm's way, not worrying about what was kind of coming back to a certain degree. All right, cuz. All right, but Keith, all I'm going to tell you is Keith can move, Keith can counter, and Keith is a much harder puncher than Chuck John could ever be as a counter puncher. And if they line that fight up right there, I know Keith had to watch that and say, hold up. Beyond, and you know, Keith was a patient fighter too. Keith will play possum for 4 rounds. Keith will move, tip, pot shot 4 or 5 rounds, do a similar, he would do a Chuck John for 4 or 5 rounds and get him to a certain point in that fight before he pick it up a little bit and see what Ennis going to do. I see Keith, if he was to fight Ennis, fighting him beyond the 6, just softening him up, making them work, making them cover ground, making them cover real estate. You may say, well, man, what would that do to Keith? Keith ain't no spring chicken neither. Maybe so, but Keith's still fighting in that manner. The last fight I seen Keith fighting, Keith against Barrios, he's still doing that shit. He's still moving, and he's still moving and taking them opportunities from the outside the same way he's always kind of done it. You know what I'm saying? And that will be, I will do wonder how Ennis will be able to deal with that. So I do wonder, like, I know we talking, like I said, a lot about Earl. I think Earl, honestly, man, I think Earl and Terrence is more probable maybe than Earl and Boots. I think if Boots get Keith or Ugas let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. Ugas is known to be a counterpuncher. These are the names that Ennis has yet to graduate to. You know what I'm saying? Before we get to Terrence and Earl, the tippity top. You know what I'm saying? But he haven't even made it through the Thurmans and the Ugases yet. And these are counterpunchers, fight fans. And what I saw, the biggest thing, and like I said, I could be overcritical. I want to keep saying that. I could be overcritical, thinking that, hey, man, he put himself in harm's way against this guy. But I have a funny feeling, man, cutting the ring off and hitting Keith's body, if that becomes a priority for Ennis, he's going to deal with some hard shots, bro. He's going to deal with Keith moving and taking them opportunities from the outside. He's going to deal with that. And so I do wonder. That's what I saw last night. I don't know. Maybe I didn't see that. That's what I saw last night, though, fight fans. You know what I'm saying? That's the one biggest, also, I guess, aside from the short, quick shots, I do wonder against an elite counterpuncher, an elite mover beyond the 6th round, where Boots rarely goes. You know what I'm saying? He like Star Trek and shit. He like Captain Kirk, going to places where people don't never go. Like he don't rarely go to round 12. This is new to him. That was a new experience for him. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he needs to understand and learn that in round 11 and 10, maybe the pace should be a little different. Maybe I should be thinking a little bit different in these championship rounds, instead of just kind of just trying to hunt the guy and find the guy and walk through certain shots and over punch, overthrow. You know what, man? Let me look at Boots' punch stats real quick. Let's look at I got the punch stats right here. Let me check this out. So just so I can see what he was looking. See, the thing, this is what I figured, you know, Boots was doing a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? A lot of work. I mean, he was throwing in the 50s, fight fans, each round. Round 1, he threw a total of 51 punches. Round 2, a total of 49 punches. Round 3, a total of 50 punches. Round 4, 48, 51 punches in round 6. So he's averaging like 50 to 55 punches a round. You know what I'm saying? He put in the work in, but he just wasn't that accurate. That was the whole deal. He was doing a lot of missing. Round 1, 14 for 51. 14 landed out of 51 thrown. You know what I'm saying? 14 landed out of 49 thrown. 9 landed out of 50 thrown. Inaccuracies. And that's what those were the things that was kind of getting him counterpunched. And the thing is, and this is, and he kept this type of activity or volume up all the way through the end of the fight. Round 10, he threw 55 shots. He landed only 24. That was perhaps one of his best rounds, landing and throwing, but wasn't super duper accurate. You know what I'm saying? His accuracy numbers are kind of low. Round 7, 8, and 9, those were his best rounds accuracy wise. And that's when that's why I was saying at the point where he kind of changed up the style a little bit, where he was kind of riding that jab to the inside and willing to engage on the inside and throw the short shots. He was pinning them down at portions of those rounds, but he just didn't do enough of it. He just didn't do enough of it. More of it, he would have got him out of there. But those was his best portions of the fight. But no, he was working a lot, just wasn't super accurate, man. Just wasn't super accurate. But even and Chuck Jean wasn't that accurate himself. He wasn't accurate himself, but most of his shots, I'm willing to bet, was landed through counterpunching. It had to be, because looking at his jabs, they were non-existent, fight fans. His jabs was missing all night long. Chuck Jean landed 0 jabs in round 1, 1 jab in round 2, 1 jab in round 3, 0 jabs in round 4, 2 jabs in round 5, 0 and 6, 0 and 7, 1 and 8, 0 and 9, 0 and 10, 0 11, 0 and 12. And take in mind, he's throwing plenty of them. Just ain't landing none of them. What is that telling you? A lot of these shots, the little shots that he did land, they were coming from counter shots. They were coming from counter shots, fight fans. Yeah. They were coming from most of them were considered power shot, any other shot other than the jab, but they were coming from counter shots. And I just wonder, like I said, with Boots Ennis down the stretch against a Keith Thurman or against a Ugas who is known to be a counter puncher, what does that look like? What does that look like? All in all, total punches, Jaron Ennis landed 203 punches out of 592 punches thrown. Now, this is a good number. He landed 88 shots to the body. That's a good number. That's what you got to do to cut the ring off and slow these dudes down and, take them legs away. 88 punches to the body ain't bad. Meaning he stood down there for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was kind of cool. But Chuck John's numbers are terrible, bro. Terrible. Terrible. Horrible numbers. Horrible numbers. The man landed 92 punches out of damn near 400 punches thrown, man. Horrible numbers for Chuck John, man. But most of that shit was landed on the counter, man. So I just wonder what that looks like versus Keith Thurman. Jaguar Paul says, punch to the gut to the live chat, man. Thurman gives Boots problems. Yep, that's another level. Virgil or Virgil's next opponent is best options, man. Yeah, I wonder what's going to happen with Virgil, man. I'm going to follow up on that reporting real soon, fight fans. I do wonder what's going to happen with Virgil Ortiz now. More than likely, hopefully he don't sit around and wait for Stanionis. But if that happens, that's going to spell bad news for Jaron Ennis, bro, because I don't know where Jaron Ennis is going to go next. I have no idea. Earl's situation is unclear. Now that situation is unclear. He got the IBF interim belt, so he can't be Terence Crawford's mandatory. I have no idea where Jaron Ennis is going to go, fight fans. It's just going to be like a wait and see type thing with him right now. You feel me? So let's move on. Let's talk a little bit about this. We ain't talked enough about this, man. Speedy Rashidi, man. The word robbery is being tossed all around after that fight, man. And my initial viewing in the arena, I said to myself, well, I thought Speedy should have got it. You know what I mean? I said, well, Speedy looked like he took about maybe a good 7, but I was a little ways off. I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I wasn't like ringside or none of that shit. I was a little ways off, but I thought he could have got about 7. Now, after rewatching the replay, I think I would have been cool with a draw. You know what I'm saying? Either a draw. I think a draw would have made it for me. I think a draw. The thing is, man, after trying to find what's up with the judges' scorecards on how they judged that fight, the way they basically saw this fight is the same way, because one judge scored it a draw, right? 113 to 113. And I think it was a draw. But it seemed like the other two judges, they scored it a draw damn near too, as far as the rounds are concerned, because they both gave both fighters 6 rounds apiece. The only thing is that we know in the final round, Vila put Rashidi down twice. So that I haven't, like I said, I haven't watched it, looked at the actual cards, but going off the reporting, both judges gave both fighters 6 rounds apiece. It's just that that final round could have been that one deciding factor. More than likely, that was a 10-7 round, right? So that could have been more than likely the deciding factor. Now, the question is, from rounds 1, let's say, because through 6, because I had Rashidi taking the first 5 for sure. The first 5 for sure. I can say I can give him round 6, but that means that from round 6 all the way to 12, did y'all see Vila win every single round and every single second of that fight? That's basically what the scorecards is saying. If you give Rashidi 1 to 6, where Rashidi was shining mostly from 1 to 5, it'd be hard pressed to take something away from him from 1 to 5. And let's say you give him 6. Did Vila win every second of every round from that? I'm gonna say every second of every. Did he win every round from that point on down? Because he didn't. Because the way he was fighting, you can't say he won every second of it. He was conserving his power. He was taking it late. He was fighting in that fashion where we see that pressure fighter fighting a mobile fighter. and he took his power late. He sat on his punches. He conserved his energy. He conserved his strength, and he broke down Rashidi over time. And Rashidi started to go into survival mode until he got dropped. And you can see the tide turning beyond the fifth round with each and every passing round. You can just kind of see it. You can see Rashidi going into retreat mode more and more, being on the back foot more and more. The shots stopped coming out with less and less zip. The body work started to pile up more and more in Rashidi. I was like, man, it's like, we've seen this so many times, fight fans. You can kind of start spotting that shit in like round 5. You know what I mean? Round 6. If that fight is going to do that thing where the speedy fighter looks great for 3 or 4 rounds, and then the tide's going to slowly start turning, you start seeing that tide turn roughly about 6-ish, right? 5-ish, 6-ish. And I started seeing that around 5-ish, 6-ish. I say about 5-ish, 6-ish. I say, Don, that thing is happening. That thing, I can feel it. You can see it. The momentum, the shots ain't the same. Rashidi is in retreat mode too much. The combinations have slowed down. He ain't going to the body. He's trying to survive too much. And eventually he's going to get walked down. I just said, did he have enough in the bank to pull it out? And as we were going into round 12, as I'm watching the fight, I'm saying to myself, he should be good. He got enough in the bank. But when he got dropped in that final round, I said, I knew. I said, oh my God. I said, was it a robbery, fight fans? I can say I'm okay with the call. It was a close fight. It was a very close fight. Rashidi started putting out, man. He started to put out. Rashidi says he got most of the rounds in the bank. Rashidi feels as though he was robbed, fight fans. Matter of fact, I got a statement. I got one of his statements. According to Rashidi Ellis, he says, and I quote, I thought that I was dictating the fight. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I totally disagree with the decision. I was winning most of the rounds. And he says he also wants a rematch. I think he should get a rematch. I would like to see a rematch. I would like to see them two go at it. It was a real close fight, man. Rashidi definitely outworked this dude. I'm sure outlanded him, outswung him, outmoved him. Just put it out. Rounds 7, I'd say 8 for sure on down. Finding a round for Rashidi Ellis is tough. It's tough at that point for me. I gotta say, do I see from 6 on down that Vila wins every single round from 6 on down? That's tough. That's tough, man. That's tough too, bro. I could say roughly around I said 9 or 10-ish. Rashidi was having moments. He was having moments roughly about down that stretch, man. But Vila just walked him down with them hard shots, man. It was close, man. I can't say it was a robbery, but it was close. I'm just gonna say it was close. And I think they should run it back. If we want to get a clear-cut win, I think they should run that back. I would entertain that fight. I think it's a good clash of styles where you got an aggressive fighter, someone looking to bring some pain versus a razzle-dazzle fighter, good hand speed and stuff like that. I think it always makes it good for good fights. I don't know if Vila gonna want to do it. He may want to take this win, take the momentum, and run towards other names, displacing him probably high within that sanctioning body. So he probably want to see if he can make something shake somewhere else. But honestly, I would like to see this again. And if PBC can throw this back again, I'm down to watch it, fight fans. What say y'all? But close fight. Rashidi Ellis was talking all that trash, man. He's supposed to be in the future, fight fans. Talking all that shit to Jaron Ennis, man. You worry about who's in front of you, dog. You worry about who's in front of you. Like I said, I think it was orchestrated from PBC to sit them two together at the press conference. Man, come on, man. You worry about who's in front of you, man. All that mouthing off the boots and worrying about, man. Now, this is a major setback for Rashidi Ellis. This is in a time where he's trying to get his name to break through, maybe be with the new gen fighters, or once Crawford and Spence and Thurman and all them guys move on, he want to be in that crop right there with Boots or whoever else gonna be there with Virgil, maybe Gary Antoine if he's there, guys like that. He want to be included in that crop of names as one of the perennial guys. But now this setback, it pushes him back a few steps, man. losing to Roman, and salute to Roman Villa, man. It's tough. It's tough. And I feel bad for him, man, but real tough loss, man. Davon Mayfield, what's up, champ? He said Speedy lost the 7-10 and got knocked down twice. He lost. He lost, hurt something, and he stopped running and stopped running. My thing is, man, when I initially thought about it, and I said, well, if he won every moment from 8 to 12, even if he won every moment from 8 to 12, and I gave him a 7-10 round in round 12, that's still not enough to win the fight. That's still not enough to overcome the deficit that he was under if I gave it to him from round 8. So it would have to be from an earlier point than that. And like I said, I watched it again this morning, and I can say for sure from 7 on down, bro. From 7 on down, I feel comfortable in saying he won every moment of that fight, even though Rashidi had a couple more moments in like rounds like 9. I want to say about 8 or 9. But I feel comfortable saying from 7 on to 12, it can be argued he won those rounds. He took those rounds. But that's close. That's meaning that's close, bro. That's close. That means he won. I gotta. That's a certain. I feel comfortable. Am I certain? It's just close. Let's say that means Rashidi didn't have nothing else after round 6. Y'all didn't see anything else from Rashidi after round. Can y'all remember any moments for Rashidi from 6 to 12, from 7 to 12? It's hard. It's hard pressed to find moments at that point. If you can't find no moments from Rashidi from 7 to 12, man, and the 2 knockdowns in the 12th, that's just getting them over the hump. That's just getting them over. That's tough, bro. That's why I say I feel good. I feel better with the draw. I really do. I like that 113 card, man. I think that's more of where I'm at with it. But I think I feel real more comfortable with that draw, man. But it's the way the ball bounces, bro. You got to finish these fights strong, man. And Speedy just couldn't do it, bro. Speedy couldn't do it. Muhammad Tola in our house. What's up, champ? What's up? Salute, main man. And the chat. Did you go to the fight? Absolutely, bro. Had a great time too, man. Had a great time. It was a lot of DC love up in there. Good to see my people having the time of their life. Good to see such a beautiful event. Positive event. Salute to Gervonta Tank Davis for being the star, fight fans. Speaking of the star, damn, I'm talking about everybody tonight except Gervonta Davis, and he's supposed to be the man of the night, right? But damn, Speedy Rashidi, man, I don't know what to say, man. All I can say is it's back to scratch for Slim. And don't even be thinking about no Jaron Boost in his fight right now. Hey, let me bring this up before I move on to Tank, though. Let's real quick, fight fans. Let me slide this in there. Initially when I saw Derrick James at the fight, I said to myself, well, maybe Earl is going to be there. So I understand maybe, Earl and Tank is cool. So probably Earl was going to be there. So that's why Derrick James came. Maybe he, took the early train or some shit, you know what I mean? And caught the early train and beat Earl there. Right? But hold up. Earl wasn't there. Charlo wasn't there. Derrick James wasn't coaching nobody on the card, fight fans. What the hell was Derrick James doing at the fight? Riddle me that. Does anybody have an answer? They asked Derrick James this in the interviews. I saw the interviews. They say, Derrick, what are you doing here, man? He says, I'm just a fan. He says, I'm just here as a Tank fan. I'm just showing up as a fan. I just want to be a fan. I want to show him, and I want to see DC. He says he wants to see DC, and he's a fan. I didn't know he was that big of a Tank fan because just a week ago, he says he doesn't watch boxing. Did he not tell the whole world that he doesn't watch boxing? But why is he at Tank's fight? Am I tripping here, fight fans? Am I missing something? Man, you're going over the top. Man, no, he nothing. Am I tripping? Did y'all not hear the man in the interview say he doesn't watch boxing? But why is he at Tank fight as a fan? Which one is it, man? Derrick James is all over the map, bro. This is why I say, how does this man ever be speaking about anything Crawford, bro? Like, you not qualified, bro. You be saying one thing and then doing another. You don't watch fights, but you at the fight. And you took a main plane trip, a main plane ride to get here. You just want to see DC. Was he scouting boots? Was he scouting boots, fight fans? That's the only thing I can think of. I know him and Coach Calvin Ford cool and all that, you know what I'm saying? But he didn't do anything, bro. He was just, was he scouting boots? Of course, he's gonna say he wasn't there scouting nobody. Oh no, I mean, as a fan, no, we're not. But he don't watch boxing. But you got time to come all the way halfway across the country. You can fly halfway across the country to come and see a fight. I mean, I know Tank bring them out, fight fans. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it was a lot of coaches there, right? Andre Rozier was there. There was a lot of people there. There was a lot of coaches in the house. But I'm just saying, I thought he said he don't watch boxing. He says he doesn't watch boxing. Seems like he be watching a lot more. Must be watching Terence Crawford too, since he can keep speaking about the man's business. You know, keep saying what he worth and what he ain't worth. He must do a lot of watching the Terence Crawford too. It's crazy, fight fans. I just didn't understand that. Why is Derrick James the only person that he will be there, a coach of his caliber? You know what I mean? The toy, a coach of his caliber, because he don't watch boxing. He got too much to worry about. He got too much coaching stuff going on. He got to worry about the X's and O's, and he got too many fighters. He got 7 belts on 2 fighters. He ain't got time to be worrying about this, fight fans. He is Coach Dynamo. You know what I'm saying? So why is Coach Dynamo the greatest coach known to man? Why is he at a fight, watching a fight? I don't understand this. Can somebody make this make sense? He might be scouting Boots, man. And see, maybe Boots probably, you know, fought the way he fought because he knew Derrick James was there, you know, staring at the back of his neck and shit. You know what I mean? Maybe he said, you know what? I got Derrick James out here staring at the back of my neck while out here scoping my fights and scouting my fights and coming halfway across the country and shit when he ain't supposed to watch fights. Since he watching the back of my neck and shit, how about I just sit here and give him any kind of fight? Maybe I'll lure the jellyfish in. Maybe he tried to lure the jellyfish. I hope not, man. I don't want him to lure the jellyfish, man. I want the jellyfish for Terence Crawford, fight fans, and we all know that. So it is what it is. But I just noticed that I don't want to make this a Bud thing, man. You know, but we've been talking too much about Terence Crawford. You know, matter of fact, I'd say 99.999% of content creators have all been talking too much about Terence Crawford. So let's just give it a rest, shall we? Let's move on to Tank. You know what I mean? Let's move on to Tank. But Gervonta Tank Davis, man, makes Hector Garcia quit, fight fans. Yes, he quit it. He quit. He quit. Mainman, he didn't quit. He worried about his vision. Mainman, the man didn't want to go blind. So you got to understand, you're not a fighter. You're not in a ring. If the man couldn't see, he has every right to quit. That's exactly what you got to be thinking, fight fans, right? For those who want to tell me off. But here's the deal. This is all I ask. How the hell you blind for 1 minute, and then the second you make it to the post-fight interview, you're not blind no more? I'm just asking. I mean, look, you blind. The man not only said he was blind, he says, I'm blind and I don't know where I'm at. Am I tripping? Did he not say that? He says, I'm blind and I don't know where I'm at. I have never in the history of boxing heard no one put that sentence together like that. If I'm Gervonta Davis, I'm feeling like straight up Superman. I'm tearing wifey ass up. I'm Superman. I can make people go blind and not know where they at with a single punch. I ain't never in my life seen nothing like that. The man says he was blind and he didn't know where he was at. He thought he was Batman, fight fans. Get the fuck out of here. He said he was blind and he didn't know where he literally said that, man. Like, in the corner, I don't know where I'm at. I just don't know where I'm. What kind of power does Tank Davis have to make somebody say something like that? The man quit, fight fans, but by the time he got to his interview, he wasn't blind no more. He knew exactly where he was at. That's a quit. That's a sucker move. He's a sucker MC. That's a sucker move, fight fans. Simple as that. That's a quit, man. That's a bitch made move. Man, maybe he didn't know, man. Maybe he didn't know. All I'm gonna tell you what he knew. That thing was coming. The round prior to that, the writing was on the wall. It was just a matter of time. The man was flipping and flopping, bouncing all off the ropes and shit. It was just a matter of time. Yeah. First off, let me just say, all right, in the ring. Damn, that just blows my mind right there, fight fans. The man quit like that. But in the ring, style wise, first off, Hector Garcia started off the fight very well. He started off good. Tank is normally a slow starter anyway, so this is when you kind of take your advantage and try to run the score up a little bit. Hector did good, but he didn't do that good. Didn't do good enough to run the score up at all in the early portions of the fight. Meaning that, Tank was the guy pressing, or Hector was on that back foot, meeting him at certain points, stopping at certain points in the middle of the ring and actually engaging with Tank, but mostly on the back foot early on, counter shots, fighting at range. Started to seem a little bit stiff and nervous, in my opinion. And I started to kind of noticing his posture. Like, yeah, he getting his jab out there. Yeah, he kind of having his portions of touching Tank, and Tank was getting touch coming forward. But I'm noticing that he looks nervous. He looks a bit stiff. He doesn't look like he's sitting down. He doesn't look like he's really that comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And it's something in there that's still making him uncomfortable. And what I'm just going to say and whittle it down to, without y'all conspiracy theorists, all right? What I'm going to whittle it down to is it was the power. It had to be the power that was just on his mind constantly through that fight. And you can see it in his posture. You can see it in the way he was fighting, wanting to use his range early, wanting to use his distance, which was smart. But when it was time to step up, he just did not step it up to the next gear. He did not step it up to that level of aggression that we seen him showing down at 130. It didn't come up. It didn't come up. And if it tried to show rear its ugly head, Tank was there to squash it out every time, because Tank's punches was lopsided with that guy's punches. Like, Tank's punches was doing much more damage than what he was giving. And that power became a deterrent to a certain degree. It made him uncomfortable. I think it made him stiff, and it was on his mind. And he fought with it on his mind. And you can see it. And I think once the heat started to get turned up a little bit, he felt that thing coming, Joe. He felt it coming. And before it came in front of all of them thousands and thousands of people, he didn't know where he was at. He was blind, crippled, and crazy. You know what I'm saying? He didn't know where he was at, and he was Batman. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? But I felt, you can feel that tide building. If you was in the building, you felt the tide building. If you were watching it at home, you felt the tide building. And it was just a building tide. And it was, like I said before, man, the gap became closer and closer and closer. And it wasn't because Hector was tired. That gap closed because Hector started becoming reluctant to let his hands go at certain times, because he felt the power coming back. And so this was what allowed Tank to inch closer and closer. If anybody was more tired, it was Tank. Tank was exerting much more energy than Hector. But Tank was inching closer because Hector wasn't swinging as much down that stretch because of that power difference. He ain't want to get too risky, fight fans. He ain't want to get too risky. Now, look, man, we got to be fair. If Hector had health concerns in the fight and he says he could not see, who are we, right? Who are we to say that Hector could not see? It could or could not see. You know what I mean? I just find it funny that the vision goes and comes back that fast. Like, that shit had to be like in the Guinness Book of World Records or some shit. It goes and it comes. My thing is, did you even try to think about maybe trying to fight with it a little, see if it goes, if it's all the way gone? Like, that's what I was saying about Hart. Like, you don't just quit at the first instance of pain or at the first instance of something feels wrong or something don't seem right. Let's see how this go. It's like as soon as it happened, he was out of there. He ain't come out in the next round. By the time the next round started, his vision was back. It was back. It was nothing wrong. He was back to good. By the time the round probably would have started, he probably would have been cool. Because by the time he got to his post-fight interview, the man had presto changeo. You know what I'm saying? He had his vision back. This is the biggest fight of your career, bro. This is Gervonta Tank Davis. You got the opportunity of a lifetime right now. Now, I guess because from what I understand from the reporting, fight fans, he still holds on to his world title down at 130 pounds. So that may be good for Hector. I can see Hector going back down to 130 and maybe defending that title. And this is why Shakur Stevenson is licking his chops. Shakur, like, okay, yeah, come on back down here. Let me get that belt up off you. Let me get that belt up off you. Since he just fought Tank, that means his profile is high. He can go back down and defend that title, that WBA super title that he got down at 130 pounds. He can go and defend that against maybe Shakur in a unification. Still another big fight for Hector in his future. That may be the best move for him, because if he's going to be concerned about harder punches, there's a lot of hard punches at 135. And that was his biggest concern. You can see it in his face. You can see it in his eyes. You know what I mean? And it changed him. You know what I mean? It changed his style for the most part. You feel me? And that's just how I looked at it. G Benson, what's up, champ? Thanks for Cuzzo. Hey, Cuzzo, tomorrow, bro. I'm gonna ring you up tomorrow, man. I'm gonna call you tomorrow, bro. Real spill, man. I wouldn't be surprised if Hector had this exit plan all along when Tank is successful in finding his range. Yeah, that's crazy, Muhammad. As soon as the range got found, Tank touching him more and more consistently, all of a sudden the vision go out. And then it was from one shot, and then it was supposed to be him from one shot. Like it was like I think it was a left hook. I want to say it was one shot knocked his vision and knocked him into space somewhere. He didn't know where he was at. And there's some folks who screaming that, oh, fix. Another weird PBC thing, another weird thing from PBC. I'm gonna say this, man. I don't think this was fix. I just think that it was more spooked than fix. More spooked than fix. You know what I'm saying? I believe in his trainer, but I like Bob Santos. You know what I mean? I think it was just Hector being more spooked than fixed. He still got a lot to think about down at 130. He still want to keep his image intact. He don't want to be stopped. He don't want his stock dropped like that. He don't want to be stopped. It was a sucker move, if you ask me. I guess I got to put this disclaimer out there, right? If it was fake, right? It was a sucker move. Me, bro, that shit just, come on, bro. That was the most funny, craziest looking thing I ever seen towards the end of that stuff, man. What's up, G Benson? Salute to you, champ. Yeah, from the 5th round on, Tank was coming on. You can see that the tide was turning, and he definitely had trouble handling the power. 100%. It was about to get worse and worse, man. And I'd say maybe at most 2 more rounds. My prediction for the fight fans, I was 1 round off. Hey, I'm a bad man, fight fans. I told y'all 10th round stoppage from Gervonta Tank Davis. Did I not say that? Give me mine. I was 1 round off. I didn't know that the man was going to quit. If I knew the man was going to quit, I would have said 9th round stoppage. Come on, man. Give me mine, fight fans. Come on, Mainman Stradamus up in this junk, man. Give me mine, fight fans. Hit that thumbs up for me, fight fans. Thumbs up, man. Mainman Stradamus up in this junk, champ. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. I predicted the 10th round stoppage, but if I knew that Hector was going to, lose his vision and lose his mind, I would have said a 9th round stoppage. Simple as that. You know what I mean? Simple as that. Now, what's next for Gervonta Tank Davis, right? We all know that Ryan Garcia sits up in the wings, right? Ryan Garcia is supposed to be next. Maybe not. Am I holding my breath, fight fans? The answer is no. Will it happen? Maybe not. Clearly, ain't nothing signed, ain't nothing sealed or delivered. It's funny because just a few weeks ago, remember the big headlines? Oh, Tank and Ryan have agreed, fight fans. They have agreed. Man, that don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. I'm just hoping that this whole Floyd and Tank splitting up don't have anything to do with making the Ryan and an Oscar fight. You know what I'm saying? I hope it has nothing to do with that. I really don't. You know what I mean? And I hope it all works out, man. I really do. I hope it all works out. Man, when I saw the fight in the crowd, I was like, did Spence Nation get my bro, man? Nah, shit, that wouldn't have been me. Hey, dog, if it was in the fight in the crowd, the whole event would have had to get shut down, champ. There wouldn't have been no more event. The event would have got toasted. It would have. I promise you, the whole event would have got toasted. And if those, there was some folks, wondering like, why did they stop the event when the whole shit broke out in the audience? Fight fans, like I said in my video, hey, this DC champ, it was way too many cities up in there, man. It was way too much Too much certain kind of energy in there for you to just ignore that shit. You know what I'm saying? You got DC, Baltimore, Philly, cats from New York in there, cats from all over, but mainly them cities up in there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, they better have paused it, especially when you see that many cats all gathering around and something going on. That whole event could have got shot down. I mean, shut down. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they knew what was right, man. You check that out. Make sure we know where we at, man. This ain't no ordinary place. This ain't California, fight fans. We ain't at Staples. You know what I'm saying? We ain't at Staples. We ain't out there in the pretty sunny California where everyone acts nice and gentleman like and weird in their own weird way out there in Hollywood and shit. This ain't that, man. This is cats, man. This is Tank's culture. I'm gonna put it to you like that. This is Tank's base. This is where Tank comes from. This is how we have fun. You know what I'm saying? Real spill. So I loved every second of it, man. I loved every second of it. Tank loved every second of it, man. What he say about Gary? Man, he always starting something, man. He said, I knew it was Gary, man, because he always starting shit, man. Gary be on Tank's ass, man. When Tank retire, man, even if him and Gary don't fight, Tank gonna have to remember, like, dog, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. If there was nobody that followed me in every fight, in every interview, I mean, 100 me down. If there was, and it didn't happen, unfortunately, because of politics, he gonna have to acknowledge the fact that no one hunted him down like Gary did. It's almost like Klitschko and Shannon and Cannon, right? You know what I mean? With the famous, you eat what I eat, champ. I eat what you eat, champ. That's what make that shit. Klitschko ain't gonna never forget that, man. I eat what you, bro. To this day, I still go back and watch that video. I eat what you eat, champ. I eat what you eat, hunting them down, knocking them off the boat. Just, like, you're gonna remember your stalker, bro. You know what I'm saying? And in Tank's case, man, it's Gary. It's Gary. It's 26 Gary. Every time Gary even went live during the fight, from what I see, and he was like talking, giving instructions, critiquing Tank's performance during the fight. Hey, Shawty, and look, Tank gonna have to spar that man, even if they don't fight, bro. If he retire, man, look, he gonna be like, you know what, Gary, man, I'm retired, you retired, man. I never fought you, bro. We gonna have to fight once, man. I'm gonna have to give you, because your effort alone, just your effort alone makes me just got to say, you know what, get a man a damn fight. Let me fight him, let me spar him, let me do something. You know what I'm saying? Real spill, man. Real spill. Be More Low says, yo, man, who are the hard hitters at 135? The hard hitters at 135? That's a great question. What you mean, hard punches at 135? That is a great question. Gervonta Tank Davis, Rolly Romero. I think Rolly Romero is a good puncher. That was the one thing that Tank would tell you that he was even concerned about, was pretty much the punching power of Rolly Romero. So I think Rolly's a good puncher. Devin, not no pop, not a big puncher. Honest, we'll keep you honest. Ain't got enough pop to stop you, but we'll keep you honest. You know what I'm saying? We'll keep you honest. But guys like Frank Martin. Frank Martin's a good puncher. I think Michelle Rivera's a good puncher. He got good punches at 35, bro. And for, like I said, if you want Hector to compete at 135, he gonna have to get a little bit more fuck you in them punches, or be able to deal with the fuck you that's gonna come towards him. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to be ready to deal with that, man. You gotta be ready to deal with that, man. Ryan is a decent puncher, at least for the division. For the division, he's a decent puncher. If Tank had lost, would the people be saying it was fixed? If Tank had lost, would the people be saying it was fixed? Hell nah. Hell nah. Tank gonna have haters no matter what. Be More Low, man. He gonna have haters no matter what, man. Garcia knew and good, yeah. After he felt the power, the bell saved his life. He had to come up with some freaking BS, and I really truly believe that Davis was going to clean his clock, do night. Yeah, man, it was just a matter of time. I mean, I think a lot of us all kind of seen that together, man. And like I said before, man, it's just so hard to believe his excuse when you see the vision. Like, his eye wasn't even closed, fight fans. Like, it wasn't, how like we seen those broken orbital bones. Like we've seen Kell Brook have a messed up orbital bone. You've seen Paulie Malignaggi having messed up orbital bone. We've seen messed up orbital bones and stuff. We've seen fighters even continue to fight in some cases with messed up orbital bones. He had, oh, his eye didn't look like nothing was wrong with it. Did his eye close? Did I maybe, because I didn't get a chance to watch the press conference? So did his eye close? Was it all knotted up? Did he have a patch over his eye like Slick Rick or some shit? Like was something messed up about it? Like what was the problem? His eye looked regular. His eye looked regular, fight fans. So I don't know, man. Garcia got his bell rung. It's a real thing, especially in boxing and football. Equilibrium is off and you go dark. So do you panic though, Steven? This is what I was saying about Hart, but do you panic? Or do you see if this moment surpasses? Do you see if you can go on? He didn't even attempt. He didn't even make no thought about it. It just came out of left field. And then just like that, the lights was back on. The lights was off and they were back on. The lights was off and they were back on. B. More Low says, has Gary ever fought at 135? No, he's never fought at 135. But the fact of the matter is, this is still the dude that been wanting to fight Tank. Neither has Leo Santa Cruz, but Tank fought him. Neither has Leo Santa Cruz, but Leo Santa Cruz moved up one class to fight Tank at 130 pounds. If Leo, who still holds what belts at 126 right now, if he can get a Tank fight, why couldn't 26 Gary get it? That's why can't 26 Gary get it? Nah, what's up, champ? Say let's chop it up, man. Yeah, we can definitely chop it up, man. I want to definitely say though, once again, man, congratulations to Tank, man. I think Tank Davis did a phenomenal job at just using his power the correct way, even putting himself in harm's way. You know, the same way like we were speaking about earlier, putting himself in harm's way, like in a lot of cases, like say like Boots did. And was getting touched up a little bit, but he knew that his power was going to break through and break down this dude, man. And it was just a matter of time, man. So let me see here. Hold on, because I always got to remember how to do this. I'm going to put the link in the chat, man. Anybody want to come on through, man? Any of the fan want to come on through and chop it up, feel free. Hold on for a second. Anybody want to chop it up and wrap it up? Holler at me. Hold on, let me do this. We can definitely have a chop it up about this weekend's fight with the homie. Hold on. Man, I always get confused with this thing, bro. Hold on. Garcia got his bell rung. It's a real thing, especially we just covered that. Yeah, man. Yeah. Hey, man, I'm trying to get my boy Lanai in here, man. But look like I can't seem to get. Hold on, I'll do it this way. I know how to do it. Some of these devices, man, don't be all the way optimized, I guess, for these things. Hold on. I don't know. Stand by 1 second, fight fans. Stand by 1 second. We're gonna try to get the bro now here. Oh, I turned that one off too. I don't know, Lanai. For some reason, my comment box ain't popping up, man, and I can't seem to see the comment box to put the link in that chat. Hold on, maybe it's something I got to do on my end, but I can't seem to find the comment box for some reason. And yeah, like if I wanted to even post a comment right now, I don't think I could. Matter of fact, I'll do it on another device. So if you can give me a few minutes, Lanai, then we can definitely get on and chop it up. So just give me a few minutes and I'll try it on another device and see if I can just pop in and drop the link in the chat. But right now, the device that I'm using right now, for some odd reason, I don't know, it's not popping up. The comment box ain't popping up. So we'll see what's up, man. We'll see what's up. Hit that like button for the homie, though, fight fans. It's getting kind of late out there, man. And I know a lot of folks got to get ready to head on, man, because it's a late Sunday night. Like I said, fight fans, I got on a lot later than I expected to get on tonight. And I was hoping to get on a little bit earlier. But, you know, it is what it is, man. Thanks to Cuzzo, them Dallas Cowboys, man. We took that loss tonight, Cuzzo. We took that loss tonight, man. That thing hurt me to my heart, man. We lost that first round bye. We could have had that first round bye, man. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. We could have had that first round bye, fight fans. Well, I don't know, Lana. I'm trying to work this out, but just give me a few minutes, brother, and then maybe I can try to get you on, man. If we can if we're still rolling on through, man. But I can't seem to for some odd reason access my chat box, man. But back to the Gervonta Tank Davis fight though, fight fans, man. I just think that, like I said, Tank Davis put on a good show. I think all in all it was a successful show. It can be argued, on definitely on American soil. Gervonta Davis is hands down the biggest attraction on American soil. And like I said, maybe Deontay Wilder is his only other rival. Oh well, of course, Canelo Alvarez, the Canelo Alvarez. But Canelo Alvarez and Deontay Wilder is probably his only other rivals, in my opinion. But even so much with Deontay Wilder, and y'all know I'm a big old fan of Wilder. But even with Deontay Wilder, it's still not culture driven. It's not like it's like with Tanks, it's culture driven, man. Like it's the hip hop coaches in there, the boxing coaches in there, the old is in there, the young is in there. I mean, all different kind of walks of life is in there. You know what I'm saying? It's like a big melting pot to a certain degree. You feel me? And you don't see that at all these dudes' fights. Like Gervonta Davis is one of the few, if not the only. Not even at Canelo's fights. Like Canelo's fights is going to be primarily Latinos. Simple as that. Y'all may say, well, Mainman is going to be primarily blacks at Tanks. True. But it's going to also be a mixture of a little bit. It's going to be some Latinos there. It's going to be white people there. It's going to be everybody there. It's going to be old folks there. It's going to be young folks there. I mean, is there anybody else on American soil that's doing it like that to that degree? You know what I'm saying, of an attraction. I mean, yeah, Canelo Alvarez may be a better pay-per-view seller. And I almost do wonder what these numbers going to do for this event, man. And speaking of numbers, man, hey, Cuzzo, I wish I could have got that ticket up off you, bro, because damn, these tickets was expensive, man. I'm going to tell you, bro, Tank and PBC ain't take no prisoners, fight fans. When it came to this event, it was a beautiful event, and it was wonderful. But hear me when I tell you, man, they ain't take no prisoners on the price, man. You had cats out there in the nosebleeds, man, paying at least $200 and something dollars, bro. At least just to be at the top of the rafters.
You
You
know
know
what
what
I'm
I'm
saying?
saying? So
So
let me see here. All right, hey Lana, I got it now, man. Found the way to do it. Found the way to do it. We'll do it like this. So, man, if anybody want to come through and give me some good old words from this weekend of the fights, man, y'all let me know. The link is in the chat. Come on through and holler at me, man. You know what I'm saying? I got a few minutes. I'll hang around for some of the fam to come on through and say what's up. Y'all click that link in the chat, say what's up, and we'll keep on pushing like that. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Muhammad told us his Tank fan base plus Ryan's Latino fan base equals a mega event. Yeah, that thing gonna be huge. And that's the thing I was saying earlier, man. I'm sure cities is already bidding, gonna be bidding on that thing. That's another stream of revenue for PBC fight fans. That's got to be another stream of revenue for them because think about it. If you a city, you a mayor of a city, you want that fight in your city because that shit, that whole event is attracting so many people and it's creating such a huge buzz. Bro, you're gonna be having these different cities and stadiums. These site fees got to be beautiful for Tank. You know what I mean? And I would think that for Ryan Garcia, man, shit, bro, like for the size and magnitude of what that fight gonna be, any city would want it. Florida would want it, Texas would want it, Cali would want it, we would want it, the East Coast would want it, West Coast want it, South would want it, International would want it, Middle East would want it, everybody would want it. Just like Crawford and Spence. That's another one. Hot product, fight fans. Forget all of the crap talk one side or the other. Hot product is a hot product. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing that nobody can do about that. You put them boys together, you get the right pair together, you get a hot product. Like I said before, good. Look at what Frank Warren, Tyson Fury's promoter. Look at what he's doing. He said Oleksandr Usyk and Tyson Fury gonna fight each other. I'm raising the price of pay-per-view. Tyson Fury can't sell, at least now nothing we know about over here. Oleksandr Usyk was known to be boring. When did he become a big time ticket seller or a big time pay-per-view mover? They not, are they? But guess what? Frank Warren says when I put this fight on over here in the UK, I'm raising the prices on pay-per-view. Why does he feel like he can do that? Because I don't care what he did over there with him. I don't care what he did over there. When I put them two together, I got the hottest product in boxing, which means that I'm raising the price. Stock is up. Everybody gonna have to pay more. And it's the same way with Crawford and Spence, fight fans. Don't let them deceive y'all. Same way. That's why I don't get into the arguments no more about numbers and stupid shit. It don't matter. All we do know is you put them boys together, you're gonna get a beautiful thing. The numbers are gonna be through the roof, and everybody and their mamas know it. Everyone knows it. The question is who controls what afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Lanai, where you at, champ? Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go. Hold on. Hold on. There you go. Sorry about that, Lanai. I didn't even know you was backstage, my brother. Sorry about that.
Nah, it's good. How you doing, man?
Hey, man, all is well, champ. All is
Hey, man.
well, man.
I know you was a little disappointed me last live stream, man. I could feel a little hurt in your heart, man. He said I got to go on this one, Lamar.
What you mean? Oh, hell no. Yeah, I got to go because of that BS you was talking
Yeah, I was
last
saying you
time. You
was
know what I'm saying?
got to go. I got
Nah,
to
man,
go
you
on
was
this
talking
one.
a whole load of BS last time, man. No,
Hey, man,
I, you,
we got a pretty good night though. I mean, for some reason this fight card was kind of ebbs and flows. It wasn't super competitive where it was like fun, but it kept you on the edge of your seat. It was like you kind of didn't know what was going to happen. With Demetrius Andrade, when he was fighting, like he was in control for sure. But you kind of had that, you kind of had that feeling like if this fight can go the other way if he's not careful, And then you had the same
who
thing with
With Andre,
the Andre's fight.
I never felt like he was in. Well, when he got knocked down, I thought that they should have ruled that a knockdown. They should have called that a knockdown. But I always knew that he was way more skilled than Demond. But I thought if Andre was going to have a breakdown, it was going to be a physical breakdown. Like, you know what I'm saying? His
That's
legs
what I'm
may
saying.
slow down or something
Like he
like
was
that.
like he was you like this like he was winning, but he didn't completely take over to the point where like there's nothing that Demar's gonna be able to do. It's looking like a stoppage. You know what I'm saying? Like we kind of had that, and the same thing with the co-main with Jaron and Letitian. And I got a lot to say about Jaron, but that fight,
You know what? Let me say this
yeah.
before you say this about Jerome. But Andre, though, I do wonder, like, is he gonna have problems like going up levels
Hmm.
and then staying there? Like, cause like he came out blazing against Demon early in that fight, right? Jumped
Yeah.
on him early, but he didn't sustain it. After that, he knocked him down that one time that in like round two, I think it was. After he knocked him down, he kind of started wearing off and kind of like taking steps back and taking steps
But
off.
that's
You know what I'm
that's kind
saying?
of what Andre does, though. He kind of not say he kind of fades. He
Safe.
kind of yeah. It's just I don't know if he knows how. I think that he's just missing that killer. Like he has that killer instinct in the beginning of the fight, but I just
Can he
think with him,
sustain? Can he
yeah,
sustain? That's the
I just
question.
think that he can't sustain it. You know what I'm saying? I think with him, it's like it's an issue with him sustaining that because it is he fights fast, man, and that's gonna
He
tire you
do.
out. That's gonna
Yeah,
tire you
man.
out, and then when you're not and when you have to slow down, you're getting around 6, 7, 8. You start to get tired, man, when you go in that
And
fast pace.
believe it or not, Canelo may have a decent shot against him. That's why Canelo
Yeah,
should have took the fight. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Canelo, because Canelo like to sit on his shots and carry his power late and all that. He should have tried it. You're a
He
horrible fighter. You're a horrible fighter. All that Bama shit.
hmm But Andre, he gives you he's a high level skill, but he gives you some chances. He gives you some chances. You just gotta
Yeah, he
catch him.
definitely give you chances. What you think about Boots?
Man, Boots is one of my favorite fighters, but he's not ready for Spencer Crawford right now. And I had a feeling about that. You know, I said, look, we gotta see him tested, or we gotta see him against high competition. Now, maybe the Ukrainian dude's a little bit better, and I want to say this about the Ukrainians, man. That Eastern European style, man, it's a lot to deal with, man. It's giving all types of boxers fits. And
Facts.
it's even giving brothers fits, and if brothers gotta go to war, they're able to get that win. Usually with the black style, right? That slick style, typically I don't want to be biased, but it's the style where it usually
Yeah.
prevailing over every other style.
It,
But even
it's
even
it's testing a lot of people fitness, man. It's testing their fitness, dog. It's testing their stamina.
and then
It's
now
testing their mental. It's
it's
testing their
test,
brain.
it's testing everything, and now it's like now when I see an Eastern European man, I can't just say he's gonna get washed because it's proving us wrong. Like either they're winning the fight or they're exposing you. It's gonna be a tough out either way, and it
They can
and
be hit. They can be hit, but you got to be steadfast, man. Like you
yeah,
can't get frustrated. You can't get no moss, none of that shit. Like you gotta stay
yeah,
in the game right here with them, man, because they
yeah,
always moving. And like you say, they getting slicker and slicker. They learning them styles. Roy Jones and cats like that over there teaching them styles, and they coming
yeah.
back better and better, man. You know what I mean?
It's a different
Footwork,
with the Michi Bevo and all them
Bevel.
Lomachenko.
God damn.
It's a different type of slickness. It's like halfway slick and halfway cagey. With the brothers, it's all the way slick, but with them, it's halfway slick and cagey. It's like
Yeah,
a
they'll
mixture of
sit
both.
down. They'll sit down on some shots.
Yeah, they'll sit down on some shots, but they'll kind of they'll feint you a lot, and they'll kind of move the upper body movement. It's I like to see it though. It's unique. Um,
So what do you think that Ennis showed you? Oh, should I say what did Ennis do that make you say, well, he's not ready for Crawford? Like what does he lack doing or not doing
okay,
that make you say he's ready for
it,
Crawford and Spence?
he's not. See, this is the thing with Boots. It's like he needed that. Okay, what he's not doing is like he can't cut the ring off. I mean, and it could be because of style. No, I think that man, you put a 25-year-old, 26-year-old Errol Spence, he would have seek and destroy the Chichian or whatever his name, Kachichian and Kachachan, whatever his name was.
Chuck John, Chucky
Shaka
John,
Khan or with Shaka Khan or
Shaka
whatever.
Khan John or some shit. I don't know.
Some shit. I
Yeah.
don't know. He wouldn't. See,
Karen, man.
they don't. He seeks in the. That's. So I think and I think Jaron, he's not changing up the speed of his punches, man. And because he's all this flash and stuff, and when you throwing and you just throwing like that and throwing those wide looping shots, man, a high level skill fighter is gonna time your ass and hurt you bad. You know what I'm
So
saying?
you
So
so you
go
think he
ahead.
got a problem with changing the speed of his
You
shots?
got to start changing the speed of his shots, man, because
Hmm.
he's throwing all the gravy when he's throwing, and that's throwing because there was a few times where he was spinning, man. He was spinning and we was throwing them shots because he's putting so much mustard behind it and not doing all that head hunting and stuff. And he couldn't hit him.
He was overextending himself a few times too, man.
He
I ain't
was
like the fact he was kind of. That's why I thought that he wasn't showing enough short, quick shots for me, like the short check
exactly.
hooks, like using the long shots to get next to him, but then using the short shots when you got. He don't like to use those short shots for some odd reason. I
You
don't
got to use
understand it.
those short shots to get up on a motherfucker. You got to use those shots to get up on somebody. You
And
can't
he was
throw out
hurting.
of.
He was hurting Chuck John when he was doing that shit, bro. Like
He
he
was.
was affecting him. I was like, that's all you need to do. Use them short, powerful. You stronger than this dude, dog. You know, and he don't want to engage.
But what I say is that even with his performance, the potential's still there. You just got to clean up some things. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't get the feeling like it was like an Edgar Berlanga where it's like, dog, this dude, I don't know what he can do. Like with Jerron, like it's like he's a diamond in the rough right now. But you see it. You see that he can be dominating. Because this is,
But
cause
he
remember,
can't keep running in place, bro. He can't keep running in place.
he can. What you mean?
Like, okay, if we gonna sit back and wonder if he not good enough for the top floor, but we know he better than the cats that's like right under him or right there with him. I mean, he got to keep progressing up. He got to keep going up. He can't just keep beating up on
Yeah.
the Sergey Lipinets and the Chuck Johns of the world. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's time. He's got to either go for Thurman or Ugas.
He go Ugas. And I've been
You
saying
think
that he got Ugas, especially just Ugas is coming off a stoppage loss and over he'll lay off. That'd be a good look for him.
you think
And
that's a decent step up? That's a decent
yeah,
level step up.
that's a decent level step up, man. That'd be the
I
best
think.
fighter he's
Hey,
faced on paper right today.
I think he
And
struggles with Keith, bro.
oh, you know what? Let me say that too. Like I said, he don't beat Crawford. He damn sure don't beat Spence in my eyes. But Keith, I don't know if he beats Keith, man. And that's crazy because the only hope that I maybe give Jaron that he might beat Keith because that body work and Keith just can't take it to the body. Like when he was digging with those shots to Chuck again, he started having success. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So if he and
yeah.
he know Keith, he know he can go for the body. But
Like that,
other than that part, bro, I think Keith might edge him right now, and that's crazy for me to say. Like
bruh. Keep a mover and a
keep
counter
him keep
puncher.
keep a mover, and that's crazy. If Chaka Khan is giving you all those stuff, what do you think Keith Thurman would do?
I
You know,
wonder. I look at that situation a little bit different, just slightly different now. Maybe because I learned a little more. I don't know. Seeing Jaron
that's
Ennis for
what
the first time going
if you would
12.
have asked me a week ago and you said Gerard Ennis destroys Keith, then nobody would bat an eye.
Mm.
Nobody would bat an eye. But now, I don't know, man. I really don't know. It's 50-50. It just depends if he goes to his body. But with the movement that Keith got, Keith would give Gerard some problems, man. And
Bruh,
see that's
I never
mhm,
seen Boots after 6. We've
mhm.
never seen Boots after 6. This is now our first look at Boots after 6.
And people say, well, what do you want him to do? If you would have knocked him out in the first 2 rounds, he's a bum. He's a bum. The thing about Gerard though is people were overhyping, and I love Gerard. So don't get it twisted. But people are overhyping Gerard and said putting him up there like the greatest thing since Roy Jones Jr. I mean, I know you've heard it.
He ain't, yeah, he
So
ain't earned nothing yet. He
that's
ain't
not
did anything.
that's what I'm. We can't just keep. And he has to live to that. And you saw during the post fight interview, he was all stuttering and shit. He was all stuttering and mentioning Spence. Like, well, you could tell it got to him mentally and all that
Nah, let me
pressure.
tell you what I think. I think he just don't know where he going. He don't know. He don't know exactly what's next. He don't know which direction he going. And this is what I've been saying, man,
Nah,
for the
man.
last few months, bro. That's messed up what they doing with Boots. Boots is now lost. Boots had a certain route at one time. He knew exactly where he was going. He knew who was in front of him. Now he got question marks all around his head. You heard what just happened with Stanionis.
Yeah. And
So he
also,
hurt.
I can say I don't even know. And this is what, bro. I don't even know if he beats Virgil right now. I would not be confident at all to say he beats Virgil. I'm not confident, man. I'm not with that. Not he won. He
Ah,
won the fight convincingly. Don't get me wrong,
you
but
you might
I
be going a
just
little
I don't
too
know, man. I don't
this
know, man. I don't know because I just saw something.
Virgil tough, man. Virgil tough.
That's what
Don't
I'm
get me
saying.
wrong. Virgil
Because
tough, but
how good is Jaron's? Like we know Virgil's good on the
nah.
inside. How good is Jaron's inside? If he can't keep Virgil, who's another big welterweight, up off of him from the distance, and you can't do it. What happens if Virgil gets on the inside? Can he hang in there with him? That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So, and I just saw some things, man. I'm not
That's a
just
good hey, bro. You hitting some
yeah.
good points. I'm not gonna
That's
sit
what
here
I'm
and
saying.
deny and act like you're not hitting no good points.
I just he won, but I just saw some things that I just like. Man, if it had been any other top level fighter, they would have exploited. I'm sorry.
Them short, quick shots on. I wonder what I don't look. I was saying this early. You know that Jaron Ennis back in the day lost to Gary Antoine, right?
Yeah,
Now
I did.
Gary Ant,
I remember one of my coworkers. He said he watched that live.
yeah, he
Yeah.
lost to Gary Antoine in the amateurs. Now
Mm-hmm.
the reason I was saying like the short, quick shots, you know what I mean? I think he'll struggle with dudes like say a Sean Porter or a Gary Antoine Russell because these are the type of fighters that you do got to use those short, quick shots on. Because they're gonna
Mm.
make their way to your inside, and you got to be ready to instead of just trying to counter with long lefts or long, long jabs.
Oh, you mean
You got to be ready to
they
counter
tear
with
his
short
ass up
shots.
in the body and just start tearing him up on the
I
inside?
almost wondered, was that one of the reasons that gave him a issue with say dealing with Gary Antoine?
Yeah, because he is long, man. Like he said, like Crawford, they're long. That's like 74 inches of reach. That's like a middleweight reach, damn near. So it's like you're fighting these guys who are in lower weight classes. They typically don't have the longest arms. So when you get a motherfucker who can really get up in like Derek James, get up in your shit. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
exactly. Exactly. Hey, speaking. Hey, I'm glad you said Derrick James' name. Why was Derrick James at the fight?
I think that I think really and people I'm not looking too much into it because with Derek James, if you ever watch any of his interviews, he says the same thing. They ask him questions, who is he fighting next? He says, I don't know. You ask him questions, he has been like the most consistent man in boxing. You ask him who would you like him to fight next, he'll
He's
say,
very
I,
consistent.
he's
Yeah,
just very consistent. He doesn't
yeah,
overstay his
he's
bounds.
consistent. It's
And it's
consistent. He's consistent. Derek, right? Go
and
ahead.
then and he I mean, I'm just but look at his interviews, man. They ask him who you want your fighter to fight next,
Did
and he's
not
like, listen,
consistent Derek tell the world that he doesn't watch fights? Yes or no?
he tells the world that I believe him because he says it
Did
for
he,
all these years.
so he don't watch fights.
He doesn't watch a lot of boxing. He said
but he's
I
at
don't
but
watch.
he's at but he's at
No,
but he's at Tank Fight.
what he said is I don't watch a lot of boxing. That's what he said.
So why is he at Tank Fight?
Because he's watching that particular part of boxing. He said he didn't
So
say he never watched fights at all. He said I don't watch a lot of boxing.
you don't think he was there scouting boots?
I mean, I think listen, he might be scouting Tank too. You know what I'm saying with his
Scouting
fighters.
Tank. Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't
you see
think
what I'm
of
saying?
that
Well, he might be
one.
scouting. He might be scouting.
That's
he might
good.
be. He
Yeah,
might
you
be
think of that
scouting
one.
both. I think this is what I mean. Listen,
Frank
when you're
Martin,
dealing
huh?
with these boxing warriors, man, they are going to like whatever. These guys are even if they're trying to enjoy the fight, there's always that thing in the back of their mind where they're still scouting to a degree. Do I think he's out there like that every morsel that he analyzed? No, I just think that probably in the back of his mind, okay, but I don't think that his main purpose was to scout. I think he was trying to have fun, but he still kept
Oh,
in the back of
he's
his mind.
so he goes from he don't barely watch fights, he don't know nothing about fights to flying halfway across the country to go to Tank Davis's fights to see. I guess like you said, I didn't even think about Frank Martin and Tank. That's a real good one, bro. But
Hmm.
I was honestly thinking about Boots. I'm saying maybe he was there
Well, if
scoping
if
because
I'm there, why not both? If they're both on the car, right?
man, he don't scout Crawford though, unfortunately.
Well, Crawford has that. I mean, this,
He don't
this,
scout
this,
Crawford though,
this,
right?
this,
He don't do
this
none of
is
that shit.
this is the thing, though, man. This is the thing, and this is why, I gotta respect Derrick James, even though he
He
was.
didn't at least he didn't run out the fight like Earl ran out of Crawford's fight. He didn't you didn't see Derrick James run up out the fight, you know what I mean, in the same way. So I mean, I don't know the
This,
reason he went, man.
this is what I'm talking about, man. At least with Derek, he doesn't overstep his bounds, and he just sticks to being a trainer and holding the mitts, and it frustrates me because I get no answers out of him.
His ass ain't been sticking to no training. His ass been thinking he was the businessman. He's business Derek right now. I told you. He think he knows Crawford's business, tell him what he worth, calling the man uneducated. No, it ain't got nothing to do with no daggone what you talking about, bro. He's the man with the mitts and X's and what's if he was just the man with the mitts and X's and O's, he wouldn't be talking about how much money that Crawford should be getting paid. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
He's
it's
a
personal.
businessman.
It's personal with Derek with Crawford. I can kind of tell the way he speaks. He kind of it's kind of like Crawford gets under his skin a little bit, and
Mm.
I think that's why he talks the way because he knows he don't talk like that with any other fighter like that. But when it comes to Crawford, not whether you think he's undervalues him or not, but he kind of speaks to him in this tone of pity almost. So but again, I want to see
Well,
what's going to
first
happen
off,
in April because
if that's
yeah,
pity, if he giving him pity, then how do you give the number one fighter in boxing pity? Like the number one pound for pound
number one.
lineal champion,
Man,
clocking
I
eight
can't. I had
figures,
Crawford number one, but I
free
don't have a
agent.
number one anymore. I ain't got a number one anymore.
So tell me who you putting in.
I got a new way. I was number
Why?
one,
Why would you give
or
him a new way? Hold on, stop right there. We're gonna hold your feet to this.
okay,
So a new way is your new now. Now you are
yes,
a new way is number one pound for pound,
yes,
right?
yes.
Do you know three opponents that a new way beat?
I now
Three.
on top. Okay, listen, I'm not a robot. Not
You
on
don't
top of my head. I mean,
so
but
you don't know three. You don't know three.
now okay. Donaire.
How old
What's
was
that?
Donaire?
Why
I'm
you?
just saying, like how old was if Crawford
Listen,
would have beat up on a
let's no, hold on.
40-year-old fighter, y'all would have
Let's
been.
not talk about who's or who's because every time we talk about who's and who's, who I can go to fight who's and who's. So let's not even talk about who's. If you want to go there about who's and who's, we know who the king of who's and who's are.
He
So
haven't
let's
even
not
beat
even go
Stevie
there.
Fulton yet, and you giving him number one. But go ahead.
If he beats Stephen Foden, he's definitely number one.
He hasn't. No, it's no. He hasn't beat Stevie
I don't think
Fulton
he
yet.
will. I think Stephen. I
So
have that
you
fight on
don't think he
upset.
would beat Stevie Fulton, but you got him number one pound for pound.
Because he just recently went undisputed. What has
Then how do
Crawford
you
done?
hold on? How do you have him number one pound for pound when you don't even think that the next he beats the next dude at the next class up?
First of all, he's not in the next class. Second of all, I could be wrong. If he pulls to me, I
What
thought
you mean?
Stephen Fulton.
Stevie's the next class up.
I know, but he has not moved to there officially and fought him. So how do we know what's going to happen? I'm giving you my opinion. So I could be. I know in the back of my mind I could be wrong, and the way it may beat Stevie, but I actually have Stephen Fulton by upset actually. So, but what I'm
So
trying to
how do
say,
you have him
yeah,
number one pound for pound? Like you don't even
because
think he
just
beat
because
Steve?
Okay, but see,
All
that's the
right.
thing.
Well, I guess. All right, go ahead.
I'm
I
trying
got
to tell you. I have him number one, and I have Crawford sitting between two and three, depending on how you want it. But he hasn't. What has Crawford done in the last 5 years, bro? He hasn't done anything except win one strap and only one strap, bro. That's all he's done.
he's beat the man who he should be considered lineal champion because he beat Jeff Horn, who beat Manny Pacquiao, who was lineal champion, right? So he technically should be,
Has
like
he?
I told
Has
you
he?
before.
Has
Hold
he
on, he
won
should
anything?
be. Hold on, he technically should be lineal champion in the third weight class. When you ask me what has he done in the last how many years, you
What
said
has he
what has
done
he
in the last
done?
5 years?
Right. So how many title defenses did he have? Did he beat Sean Porter during these title defenses?
Yes,
Did
but
he?
I'm
Did
not.
he?
Has he won any belts on the other than WBO?
There's only four belts.
I
Did he
understand.
try
So
to?
has he moved try to move up and try to negate that? So let me keep up with other. Listen, these guys at
No,
the
no,
top,
no, no.
they're
To stay
doing
right
stuff.
here where you are. You said, has he
I'm
tried to go after any belts? There's only four belts. You
I
know he
understand.
has one.
You
So
do know he.
someone, which means that
Can I answer?
the
Can I
other
answer?
champions have to meet him halfway, right? He can't just go just
True,
drop
true,
belts and go
true,
after
but
belts.
true. But can I answer now?
Go ahead.
So at the end of the day, regardless of how you feel, if the other champions are willing to fight him or not, he still
Hmm.
hasn't done anything except win one belt in 5 years. That's starting to get a
No,
little old.
he
And he
defended.
has and he hasn't beat and he
He
hasn't beat.
defended. He defended his belt for the last 5 years against all comers. He's at a point right now where the top three contenders of his weight class won't even challenge him. That's called a supreme champion. He
But
can't
see,
help it if people hold on. No, no, no. You gotta understand. You fought people for getting ducked and getting avoided. You fought them for it. I don't fault them for it. That's the difference.
so
These
then what?
boys
So
are
so so
all
you
three of them
so
right
you
now.
go you go
Hold on.
magically you was gonna magically get a guy who hasn't proven anything except won one belt in 5 years. You're
He
gonna
just proved it
magically
against
get
Sean Porter. Sean Porter.
one
You
decent
hold on.
win.
No,
One
no, no.
hold
See,
on.
you're moving the
Keep telling me
goalposts, bro. You
Amen.
just said he didn't. You just told me. No, your words were he hasn't done anything.
He hasn't done
I just
anything in the
I
last
said
5 years
Sean
except WBO
Porter. I
belts.
say Sean Porter, and you automatically switch to you're done one thing. So if I
No,
give
no,
you
no. I
another
didn't say
thing,
that,
you're gonna
Amen.
say
You
he done
misquoted me.
two things.
What I said
All
is he
right.
hasn't done one thing in the past 5 years except win one belt. That's it. That's all he's done.
What else is there to do?
If he can't get the fight at 147, he can try to challenge for it at some point. If you got to go up to 160 or be somewhere wherever he got to go
That's
to win a
retarded.
belt.
He's not a 160-pound fighter. That's retarded.
No,
Makes
according to you,
sense.
Crawford could do it all. Let's see it.
I said, according to me, Crawford is number one pound for pound because everyone is in front of him. He gets rid of
That's not pound for pound. That's not pound for pound criteria. Exactly.
while moving through classes.
Against who? That's not pound for pound criteria.
While
Being Joe.
moving, listen,
See,
while
this
moving through
man, man,
weight
this the
classes.
problem. The same thing with Jaron Ennis is run into. Is these guys are getting
Bro,
hyped
you've
up
been
so
trying
much,
too hard,
and
man.
they're beating people you can't even pronounce their names.
Did
And see
Crawford
this,
clear out a weight class? Yes or no?
he did. But can I
Did
ask you
Jaron
why?
Ennis? Hold on, no, no, you can't until I'm finished. Did Jaron Ennis clear out a weight class?
No.
So why are we comparing the two?
Can I answer? Is that a question?
Sure. Go ahead. You
We
just
are
said this
comparing
is
the
what is the
two.
pro. You
The,
just
the,
said this is the
the
problem with
comparison.
Jaron Ennis.
Can
This
I
is
answer?
different. Go
Can I
ahead.
answer?
Go
The
ahead.
com- the comparison I'm making is you have two guys who are hyped up to hell. These are these unstoppable monsters, but yet their resume doesn't show that. That's
Whose
the problem.
resume? Who?
Crawford or Ennis, especially Ennis's, but
Okay.
not
If that is
Crawford's.
the case, does Jaron Ennis have a unified champion on his resume?
No.
Crawford does.
So when he
Does
fought,
Sean? Hold on. No, no, no. Does Sean Porter have a unified champion on his resume? Does Danny Garcia
winning,
have a unit? Yes. Has Danny Garcia have a unified champion on his resume?
winning. You talking about winning or no?
That's the only way we ever talked about it.
No.
So you're telling me that his resume is trash, but neither one of those fighters have what he has on his resume. Neither does Boots,
Yes,
right?
and I can answer your
But you said
question.
his resume is
If you're going to
trash.
allow me to answer your question, I can answer your question.
Go
But you
ahead.
can't. You keep throwing these thousand questions and spinning the narrative. Who was that guy that he beat? Terence Crawford,
Who?
the
What guy?
unified champion. Who was he?
Julius Ndongo.
Julius Ndongo.
You
What
forgot
did
about
see?
that too.
We have to investigate. What
Okay,
did
let's do
Julius
that.
Ndongo do in his career to earn him the spot of
He
being
earned,
of
I'll
being a
tell you.
great resume win?
Oh, that's beautiful. He went into
Who
the
did he beat?
backyard. He
Go ahead.
beat Ricky Burns, a 3 division champion. You forgot about that, didn't you? He
No,
beat Ricky
yeah.
Burns.
Keep
You
going.
did forget about it. He
No,
beat
no.
Ricky
Go
Burns,
ahead.
a 3 division champion, and he
Okay.
beat Troy Nowski, the boy Troy Nowski, who was a major contender and also in the tournament.
Okay. So Ricky Burns, right? That's his best. That's his
Yes.
best win. And again, I don't want to keep going down the but this is the last one I do because we can keep going to down the
No, we
rabbit
talking
hole.
about Julius Ndongo now, not
We
Terrence
are. But
Crawford.
I'm
All
saying,
right.
again, we have to go.
So let me ask you a
We have to get
question.
down to the
Does
root of this. That's the problem. We have to get
so
down to the root of this.
no, we
Who
okay,
did
the
Ricky
good. I'm
Burns beat?
glad.
Is he? Go ahead.
No. We ain't gonna keep doing the whole
That's what I'm
fucking
telling you.
family
I thought
tree.
we could keep
No,
going
this
down
is
the
what we're
rabbit hole
gonna
all
do.
day.
You
We
just
can't.
said no. You just said who Julius Ndongo beat, and I said Ricky Burns, right? Which is a
Yes.
3 division champion. So now I'm gonna ask you the same question. Let's do this. Let's do this in reverse, okay?
Go ahead.
Now, does Danny Garcia, once again, to your knowledge, I'm gonna see if you know this, does
Mhm.
he have a 3 division champion on his resume?
To my knowledge, no,
That's Sean Porter.
no,
So Ricky Burns. So you telling me Julius Ndongo got a bigger win on his resume than both of them?
no. I'm not saying that. I'm not gonna say that because again, just because you have all these fancy trinkets, it does not equate to you being a great fighter. I mean,
You asked
we
me
can
who they beat, bro. You asked me
no,
who they
but see,
beat.
I'm asking who they beat because are they great fighters? Are they good fighters?
I consider
You
Ricky
can't
Burns
prove
a
it.
Hall of Fame fighter. I just
No,
told you.
Ricky
Yeah, I
Burns is
consider
not a
him a
Hall
Hall
of
of.
Fame fighter. Ricky
So you
Burns is
don't think
not
he
a Hall
gonna
of
make
Fame
it?
fighter.
You don't think he gonna make it?
Not in the near future at
Do you
all.
know who? Do you know who he beat? Or you don't have a clue,
I asked you the question, but you didn't see it. You said, "Oh, I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole."
bro? You got homework to do, bro. You
No,
be
no,
making statements. You be making statements, and you
no.
have
Hold
no
on, no,
idea
no,
who
no, no,
people
no,
have beat.
no. Tell me who Ricky Burns
I'm
beat.
not telling you. No, I've told you a
Exactly,
million.
because you don't even
I've
know.
told you. I've told you this a
You
million
don't.
times, bro. We've had this conversation before.
I know we
No,
had
go.
a
No,
thousand times, but
you
what I'm trying to say,
go do your homework, bro. Before you
I'm,
make statements
no,
that
I'm
people
making
ain't fought
because
nobody.
Ricky Burns hasn't beat nobody. That's why.
Okay.
You know,
Then let me ask
you
you this
know it.
question.
I know it. Go ahead.
Back to the basic question of
Go ahead.
Julius and Dongo, because you done moved past Julius and Dongo. You said who has he beat? Now, can anyone else match that caliber of win?
Yes.
Because if you who
Are we between which boxes are we talking about?
pick one, the
Okay.
welterweights.
Okay. I mean, I'm not even going to touch Spence. That's pretty obvious. But we can touch. Let's touch.
For you to have to think this
We could
much,
touch. We could
that
touch
means
Danny
that
Garcia.
this dude's
We could
got to
touch
be
Danny
some
Garcia.
kind of
Let's touch Danny
no.
Garcia. Let's touch
Go ahead,
Danny
Danny
Garcia. 'Cause
Garcia.
I can
Go
make an
ahead.
argument. Danny Garcia. So
Go ahead.
Mauricio Herrera, Lamont Peterson, 2 division
Hold
champion.
on. Hold on. Mauricio Herrera, right? Technically, everybody believe Mauricio Herrera beat Danny, right?
Did he
You
win
know
on
that.
paper? Did he win on
I
paper?
mean, but have you seen that fight?
I seen the fight. I seen the fight. It was
Do you
very
think
close.
Danny won? Do you think Danny won?
I go back and forth in my mind, but
Okay, I just
I
wanted
can make an argument. But you can make an
all
argument,
right.
Danny won.
Okay. And
You
you
can make
said
an
Mauricio
argument.
Herrera. What is Mauricio Herrera ever done?
See, see what I'm talking about. You try to use my talking point against me, but when I do it against you, you don't like it.
Hold on, you talking about Julius and Dongo? The first name you throw at me over in Dongo with Danny is who did you say? Fucking Mauricio Herrera. So I'm asking you,
Hmm.
above Julius and Dongo, what have Mauricio Herrera done?
I haven't watched. It's
Then
been
why
a
the hell did
while.
you say his name, bro?
No. Stop, man. Because that's not right, man. Listen,
I
I
said
said,
who is Danny
hold on.
beat on
Let me
Julius and
answer.
Dongo level? You
Let me
said
respond.
Mauricio Herrera. Who the hell has Mauricio
Oh, can
Herrera
I?
beat?
Okay, can I listen? I'm not an encyclopedia. I do
Then
forget.
why would you
So,
say his
but
name,
no,
bro?
I'm telling you, I'm saying his name because I know he's beat people. I just cannot think about it on the top of my head. So again, I apologize, but it's slipping my. Give me that grace to say, come on, you can't
No,
remember
I'm
every
not
single
giving you
fight
grace.
either.
We don't give
Oh
grace.
my,
We
here
don't
we
do
go.
grace.
Here
We
we
don't do
go.
grace.
Here
The
we go.
fact of the matter is, I asked you about Julie,
Lamont, but I wasn't. You said
who
what
has
somebody
a
else
better
said,
win in Ndongo. You said Danny, and
and
your
I said
person, the
Mauricio Herrera.
first person you picked was Mauricio
Yo,
Herrera.
Herrera.
That is
Yes,
an atrocity, bro, for you to
yeah,
say that.
and I'm not finished. I'm not finished. I was still
Why
Lamont
would you
Peterson
say him though? That's what I'm. You gotta
because
explain that,
I
bro.
know Mauricio Herrera got some great wins. I just cannot think about it on the
Against
top of my head.
who?
I can't think about it on the top of my head right now.
Remind me. Remind me who the great wins are from, because I know who he beat. And remind me who the great ones are
Well,
when you're done.
man, congratulations that your boxing knowledge to get the
Nah,
encyclopedia
that's
down.
not. It's
Now,
not even
who beat
about that. It's
who?
not even
Well,
about that. It's not
congratulations.
even
Go ahead.
about that. It's
Okay, go
about
ahead.
the fact that you are just naming people and you have no idea what's coming out of your mouth, and you just got caught up
That's
again.
not true, man. I just told you right now that I said I cannot. I know who some of these people have beat. I just cannot remember it. Can you? And then you, but you're saying okay, whatever. I'm not gonna give you no type of grace for that. Listen. I can't name
You
everybody before he
said
beat.
Mauricio Herrera, like you said it with gumption, bro, with your
No,
chest out and
I
shit.
said
Like
Mauricio Herrera.
you knew for sure that this was a great pick. Oh, Mauricio Herrera, and you were
Yeah.
loud
Yes.
and wrong, bro. Like I'm trying to figure out
No,
why you
I'm
said his
not.
name.
See, this is what I'm talking about, man. You can't even like. Okay, how am I going to put this? Can you name every single fighter, great fighter
No,
that
no. I
Floyd
just
beat
want to
right
know.
now?
I
No,
just
no,
want all look, bro. I just want to know, why did you pick Mauricio Herrera?
because
Okay,
Mauricio
that's
Herrera
all I
has
want to
great.
know.
Mauricio Herrera, well, I already told you. Mauricio Herrera has great wins.
I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay, great. I'm gonna take your word for it. So you think Mauricio Herrera is the
Hmm.
one that's on done what Julius and Dongo has done
I'm not finished though.
On Danny's resume,
I'm not finished
right?
though.
I just want to be clear. That's all.
No, I said he's better than Julius and Dongo. That's what I said. That's what I said. And I wasn't finished either when I said somebody else, but you skipped over his name too.
Who?
I said Lamont
Who?
Peterson.
Has Lamont Peterson ever did what Julius and Dongo did?
Yeah, he became a two division champion.
No, unified.
What's more impressive? Because you think weight class is more impressive.
No, that's not the question,
No,
bro. Stop moving the goalposts.
I'm not.
Did he do what he did or not? Yes or no?
No, but did Julius and Doggo become a two division champion?
No, he didn't. But I never
Okay,
said
then
Julius and Dongo. I said
that's the
Julius and
argument.
Dongo did a
That's
great thing. That
that's the
was a
argument.
win. That was you that was the original question. He did a great thing. You know what I'm saying?
He did a
And
good
you
thing,
said, I said,
but
who
against who?
else done that on, you said, because
The
you
argument.
said,
No, I
bro,
thought
it's tough,
I
bro. You
thought the
making it hard.
I
You
thought
making it
the
hard, man.
man. I thought the argument was what fighter is better than who. That's what I thought the argument was about. Not about who did exactly what this person did. I'm saying Lamont Peterson. So is it the belts? I'm saying it's the names. But I'm trying to make a point to Mainman because Mainman, according to his logic, he thinks that moving up in weight and dominating is the number one factor in boxing. And me and him have had this argument for months. My number one factor in boxing is
Listen to what
strength.
the man is saying, fight fans. Moving up in weight is not the dominant issue in boxing. Listen to what the man is
It's
saying.
not. It's who you beat. It's
Okay.
who you
So,
beat.
like I said before, if I got a welterweight, and let's say he beat a cat that's at, I don't know, 75.
Hmm.
That's, isn't that the reason that Canelo gets so much praise? Because what he supposedly did with Kovalev and all of that shit. Isn't it the reason
That's
why he
part of the
was?
reason. That's part of
Isn't
the
that
reason.
was part of the pound for pound argument on most people? Oh, he beat Kovalev, right?
That's part of the reason.
It's pretty much the main reason. I think that's the harder challenge
I
than
think it's because
anybody he beat in his weight class.
but it's Kovalev that he beat.
Uh,
And so
so did they create
I
pound
can
for pound based
I
on names, or did they
no,
did it based on weight?
they did it based on weight. Now can I respond with my question since you answered? So again, I'm gonna just do a verse psychology. At the end of the day, nobody's gonna be praising Floyd Mayweather for beating up a man who's 200 plus pounds that came off of the street and never fought a boxing match a day in his
Oh,
life.
okay.
Come
So
on
you
now,
just wanted,
come on now.
so that's, you just wanted an
I'm showing
opportunity.
you an
No.
extreme
I
to
know
make it
what you,
clear in your.
I
I'm
know.
showing
I
you an
didn't.
extreme to make it clear in your mind.
Hey, fight
That's the point
fans.
reason why I'm doing that. But
I
see,
fell
when
into,
I give
I
you
fell
a
into a
hold
Lennar
on, man,
trap.
hold on. When
I
I
fell
give
into a
you
Lennar trap.
see, you fell into the Leonard trap. See what I
No,
give when I
you
give
wanted an
you.
opportunity to recite your talking points from 2 weeks
Well,
ago
man,
because you
man, you
think that
just
they were
you
slick.
twisted my talking point and asked me a question. I know where you got that question from. So don't ask me.
you
I know where
think
you got that
you
question from.
think your
Yeah,
talking points are slick, so you wanted
that's
an
true.
opportunity to say them
Yes.
again. Okay, all
No,
right,
you,
whatever. Do what
main
you
man.
do. What you do, man.
Now you biting off of me, man. You know you asked that question because you know my age.
Did we not prove? Hey, Lennar, I'm gonna give you a chance to get your closing words, my G. I'm gonna
Yeah,
get ready to shut it on down, man.
yeah.
Did we not prove last week that your whole reason for having these conversations is not to see the fight, but to stick it to the Crawford fans and that one thing only? Isn't that the one thing that you really want to see more? You don't want to see the fight, remember? You just want to stick it to the Crawford fans,
That's not what
right?
I said. You misquoting what I said.
Well, then now we don't have time to go through all of that all over again,
Look,
man. You
he's
know what I'm
running.
saying?
He's running.
Because
He's
you
running,
you're
y'all.
about
He's
to give me
running.
because we know what you
He's
said
running.
last week. We know
I
what you
got
said.
Mainman being a track star.
Nah, say your closing words, my G.
Okay, let me clear some things up with my closing statement.
Please
First of
do.
all, I did not say that I just want to see Spence fight a tune-up of Thurman just to stick it to the Crawford fans. My thing is this. I said I want Earl to get his fight in because Crawford got his fight in and his tune-up in. And part of the reason why I want Earl to fight a tune-up fight or a Thurman fight is because Crawford did it. And that's going to stick it to the fans because the fans want to see Earl fight Crawford after a year's plus in a car wreck, and I'm not going for it. So
Hold
that's the
on,
reason
hold
why.
on.
The main reason, yeah,
Did you not tell me last week? No, 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 man. See, y'all did the same thing to Earl, so we got to do the same thing to y'all. Did you not say those words to me?
I did say that, but that's part of the reason. That's not the only reason though. But y'all
Okay,
did
well, it
it to
seemed
us.
like
We
to
got to do
me
it
it
to you.
seemed it's a tip for tat
The
thing,
biggest thing is
man.
I want to see Earl Spence fresh and healthy, so there's no excuses. That's
Okay.
the biggest thing. But the second thing is also to stick it to you guys. So it's part of the reason. Don't get it twisted because you guys stick it to us. So I don't want to see you get to status because there's a lot of guys, Crawford fans, who are saying, "Nah, like you, oh, you know what? You playing both sides like you've been doing, man. I want the best for Earl. I want to see him the best, knowing the man has a year plus layoff and a damn car wreck. How
You
you
know what?
playing
You
both
know what,
sides?
Lena?
You
You know
playing
what? Let me
both.
just take this opportunity to say this, man. I'm glad you brought that up.
You playing both
You know
sides.
what? Let me look right into the camera when I say this. I have Earl Spence Jr.'s best interests at heart.
Get the fuck out of here.
I want exactly what Earl Spence Jr. wants. I want what's great for his legacy, what's great for his story, and I believe that Earl is fighting a good fight. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh.
Spence fans, y'all can get mad at the Crawford fans all y'all want. All we want is the same thing that Earl wants. I want y'all to remember that. So when you get mad at us, you're getting mad at Earl. You know what I'm saying? When you get mad at us, you're getting because we want what Earl want. We're all on one accord. The only ones
Oh
that's
my.
left out there looking crazy is y'all. You know what I
Oh my.
mean? Get on board. Earl wants to fight. Crawford wants to fight.
Oh.
Crawford Nation wants to fight. The only ones who don't want to fight, who want to keep bickering like a bunch of school kids, is the Spence fans. Get it together. We want what Spence wants. Spence, we got your back. Say what you got to say, man.
All right, man. You play your violin because that was the best acting I've ever seen, man.
I
That
just
was
want
the
everyone to know that. That's
that
all.
was that was the best acting. Listen, I know you over there licking your chops because you see Earl with a car wreck and over a year's layoff. Don't fucking you can't fool me, man. You guys are over here licking your come on, Spence, come on, be a big boy. No tune-ups, right? You guys want
Mhm.
see that's why I don't want to give you guys that satisfaction. Because
Right.
that's the shit that's pissing me off. Is you guys would we could have had this fight, no car wrecks, we would have went straight into it. But
I
no,
got you.
Crawford took his fight. Now Spence got to take his. That's my argument. And like I said,
Hmm.
the main thing is
Does
I
it,
want to see
does that
Spence.
make you happy, or does that make you sad that it's prolonging things? And us as
I'm
boxing
no,
fans,
it
us
makes
as
me
boxing
sad.
fans won't get what we want to see. So does that make you happy or sad?
It makes me sad because I wanted to see the fight like you. I want to see the
Okay.
fight when it was supposed to be made in November,
All right.
when they
All
were
right.
negotiation the first time, but we didn't get to see it. Like,
Right. Right.
listen, I have the boxing fans' best interest at heart here.
Sure you do.
I'm with you guys, but
Oh,
all
boy,
I'm
we feel
saying
the
is,
love, brother. We feel the love.
all right, man, I'm gonna get up
All
out of here.
right, get out of here, man.
All right, man.
All right. That is Lanai Fight fans. Y'all know it's always a lot of fun, man, when the homie Lanai comes through. Always, man. Much love to him. Much love to y'all for hanging out with me tonight for We Talking Boxing Live, man. We've been rolling now for going on almost 2.5 hours, fight fans. I want to say thank y'all for rocking out with me. We do this every Thursday, every Sunday here on Mainman Made Man's Boxing, man. Thank you, each and every one of y'all, for hanging out with me tonight. Great weekend of fights this week. It looked like the 2023 starting off on a very, very good note. Keep your eyes out for more videos to come, fight fans. More than likely, I am going to take tomorrow off like we do every Monday. So I'll be back in front of y'all more than likely on Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? I want to say thank y'all once again. Thumbs up on the way out if you did not hit it on the way in. Share, 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 rock the bells. Once again, congratulations to Gervonta Tank Davis for putting on a great event this weekend, bringing a lot of shine to the city. Good stuff, man. You know, man, tough luck for Speedy Rashidi. Back to the drawing board for Speedy Rashidi, man. And Jaguar Pauls, I wanted to get to some of your comments, man. I seen what you were saying. You know what? Jaguar, hold on. I'm gonna see if I can pull that back on up, man. Yeah, Jaguar says, nah, bro, I listened to him in Spanish because I understand Spanish. He said the whole right side of my face felt numb, and then I couldn't feel anything. And that's what happened. That's what it could be, early signs of brain damage, bro. Okay, well, hey, man, I hope not. I'm gonna say that, you know what I mean? If that is the case, if the lights did go out, and like I said, and if it's a serious thing, I don't want to make too much fun of it, you know what I mean? But it's just hard for me to believe, given that they cut back on so fast, you know what I mean? But I hope he's fine. I will say that health wise, I do hope he's okay. We don't want to see no injuries happen to no fighters, no matter how much fun and how much we poke fun of them or whatever. We don't want to see nothing health wise happen to any of them, and that includes Hector Garcia. But Gervonta Davis just got that, man, that $6 million man punch, man. He got that Lee Majors fall guy, you know what I mean? You know, just $6 million man punch, man. It's knocking people blind and crazy, man. I don't know, man. Tank is amazing, man. Good stuff. We waited to see him step up the competition, fight fans. But the thing is, what you got to understand is about this competition question is Tank is the star. Tank is the attraction. Where Tank is at is working for him, at least. Who gonna come join him? Who walking over there to see him? Or are they still barking from safe spaces? As Devin went over, took the top rank deal. I see Shakur, you know, saying what things he's saying, knowing that that fight can't happen. You know, all of the safe space talk don't mean nothing, fight fans. If they want to get with Tank, they got to get like Tank. They know what it is. He the star. He the A side. He can make that call. You don't like it? I got it. He main man. He ain't no 5 division champion. Granted, the boxing climate today says he's the A side. And if you doubting that, go check the numbers on that last fight. The man is the A side who gonna get like Tank. The only thing that I want Tank to do, that I'm not gonna let up on. Hopefully one day I'll get my wish, and that is for Tank versus a Russell. Now since Gary, 26 Gary, he may not be, looking his direction. That ain't no reason why Tank can't look towards Gary Antoine direction. That is if Gary Antoine ain't looking in Boots direction. Y'all better get hip. Thumbs up on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. Share, 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 and rock the bells, man. Y'all have a blessed night, man. I want to say thank y'all, man. Hey, Flynn Wright says submission, point blank. Look like that to me, champ. Look like that to me. You know what I'm saying? Much love, man. Candy Slim says Earl doesn't have a unified champion on his resume, neither. And that's just one question, fam. They can't even get past question one. No need to whip out the big boy toys. You know what I'm saying? They need to whip out the real spiel. That's just a practice question. They can't even get past that one. It is what it is. I see y'all in the next one, fam. To the next video. Peace out.